Hello, my friends. Welcome. Hello. I'm so excited to see you guys. Okay. Yours truly. I was trying to put everything together. So, hi. Please be patient with me. We are going to go into the Mackenzie Shirilla documentary or situation, but we're going to go in a different direction tonight. And this is not to convince you of anything. I just want to present this information because I found something and we're going to see it all. Okay, the way that this is going to go, we're going to go. I randomly saw a TikTok today. I don't even really check TikTok. It was random about perhaps what was really going on in Cleveland, Ohio in 2002. And then we are going to go through Hench's interview. And I've said this before, if someone I loved, my brother, my friend, my sister, whoever, was, hi, I needed to get saved from a relationship, I would certainly want to call someone with the nickname Hench. All I think of is like henchman. He's like Hench. Like, to me, he's probably an enforcer. You just don't F around with someone with the nickname Hench. You don't, and also you don't like just get that nickname when your name is like Christopher or something, Wallace or no. That's a Braveheart, I think. But anyway, the point is, we're going to go over this TikTok, then and this is a rough diagram or outline of what I've been pulling together. We are going to read Special Agent Glover, DEA Agent Glover, was in most of our interviews with the world's best detective. Hello, with the world's best detective. And he did a lot of his own interviews. He wrote some reports. And then I also have Christine Russo's interview here. It's uploading right now. And I want to get your opinions. Like, this is just something that I found that really resonated. Well, it answered a ton of questions. Like, when we were reading the 97-page document, they did mention the DEA and the U.S. Marshals, and I remember saying, why are the feds involved? This is bigger than a car accident. Come on, like, we were on to this. So that's kind of an overview, and I appreciate everyone for coming. I love you. Please like, share, subscribe, do all the things. Once we get through some of this, and now it also makes me want to kind of watch some of, he's so annoying though. I don't know if I can handle it. The Mackenzie, I let Chris Cuomo, I mean, at least he's good, nice, and easy on the eyes. He is no Steve Shirilla. But I think we'll just get started. I could talk forever because I was really excited about this. Hi, everyone. I'm so excited you're here. Thank you so much. Oh, bestie, you're going to be proud. Well, what I didn't find, and I did not dig deep, I did not put it against the spreadsheet that has all the other federal agents in it. But this was literally something I found on my way home. So I just found it and now I'm here. Hi. Yes, there's a lot of things. Well, she told us why Dom couldn't dump her because she knew too much. He wasn't kidding. It also, it explains why he couldn't dump her. It explains, like, okay, so what we're going to do is watch, and this is for entertainment and opinions only. I want to hear what you guys think about it. It really resonated with me, and that's why we are going to watch it. This part is only 2 minutes, so I will pull it all up for us. And I had to cut some of it out because, another thing, there's absolutely zero way to fact check this because it was an active investigation. We know how that goes. Maura Murray. It was an active investigation that, like, you can't just go to Pacer and get court documents. It's So also take this with a grain of salt. Use your intuition. If it doesn't feel right, leave it at the door. If it feels right, then let's look into it. It felt right to me, so that's why we're going to look at it. This is only 2 minutes long, and I'd like to, because of our deep dive into BlackRock, what's his name? Ryan Reynolds. As soon as I made it public, like all the stuff that I found, they went after my social media, so that's fine. BlackRock, let's just say that that's what's behind that. Okay, so this is our girl. I also just need to make sure that you guys can hear everything. I'll turn it up. I just don't want anyone. Okay, I didn't want anyone's ears to get like blown up if I turned it up. All right. So this is just another perspective. And yes, Mackenzie said in one of her stable text messages that the reason that Dom stayed with her was because she knew too much. So.
Case was just about a.
Okay, here we go.
If you think the Mackenzie Shirilla case was just about a car crash, you fell for the state's exact cover-up. In July 2022, a major federal dragnet was actively closing in on a massive Cleveland drug trafficking operation. And the primary target was William Ellis and Dominic Russo. In October 2022, the assigned federal agent was DEA Task Force Officer Jason Glover. On October 12th, Glover officially used Mackenzie and Rosie's text messages as explicit proof of federal drug trafficking. To build their leverage, the police started calling in all of Mackenzie's friends, Dominic's friends, and stuff like that, under the guise of they're investigating the crash. But once inside the room, they ambushed them with questions about drugs, guns, and William Ellis. The kids immediately caught on and locked down, got aggressive defense lawyers, and refused to speak. The DEA's case against Ellis hit a wall of absolute silence. But Dominic's mother, Christine Russo, is a licensed attorney. We know this. And here's the conflict of interest they tried to hide from the public. Christine Russo was William Ellis's attorney. She understood exactly what the witness lockdown meant. And she knew that if her own client, William Ellis, broke under federal pressure and started talking to the DEA, her entire family's network and asset empire would completely crumble. And as a defense lawyer, she was trapped in an impossible position. Protect her client or protect her empire. So the strategy shifted to total damage control, and she gave the state Mackenzie. By pushing the narrative of intentional murder, the state quietly slipped count 11 and count 12, the drug possession charges, right onto the bottom of Mackenzie's murder indictment. That means when you're charged with murder and stuff, they didn't have to pursue a messy trafficking case against William Ellis anymore. All they had to do was introduce those narcotics under Mackenzie's name to poison the judge's mind, give the county an easy high-profile win, and permanently freeze the federal investigation before it ever reached the top of the organization. Mackenzie wasn't convicted because she committed a crime. She was the designated fall person sacrificed by her own boyfriend's attorney mother to keep a massive empire from tumbling down. That's why Christine Russo is coming out.
Okay, Mrs. Russo, if you're watching, this is with all due respect. I mean no harm. So, I did look up. Oh, and we have all these court documents, like anything from the public document down, from the Strongsville investigation. It is now very curious that Glover, remember, and he was the cancer survivor, and I was like, oh, but he also said DEA. He did all of the subpoenas for Apple, for her drug test, he did all of that. That really resonated with me. That's all I'll say. With all due respect, I think the other thing is I looked up Ellis. And if there are any of our Idaho friends in here, it says he's from Tacoma, Washington, which might have just made our world super small, but I didn't really get to look at him because the the other thing is, I'll explain that in 1 second. And I'm not trying to jump around. I'm trying to stay as like just court documents in fact, and opinions aren't facts. And so remember the other day, obviously, it's like, and all the texts are like blending together. I have no idea what day it was. It was someone was talking about, I don't know, but it wasn't right. Like, and I had said, I know that the phone from these court documents that had those 3 videos of Mackenzie being a complete psycho, and Dom's recording her, Dom and Davian are there recording her. I had heard that that was the phone of a friend of Dom's that had gone to jail. He was like in jail because he's a traveling salesman. That sounds like it's it's part of his workman's comp. And he had passed away, and then someone went and got the phone when he got out of jail, and that's when they found those texts. And that was the explanation of why it came in late. Well, guess who that is? Ellis. It's Ellis. So I don't know how far we want to dig into this, because there are already coincidences. Well, there are no coincidences. There are already similarities. I mean, Tacoma, Washington has connections to at least 4 of our cases. It's a major thing. So that, and we will look at all of the information that Christine Russo, remember, we got this from the 97-page report. She got Dom's phone a lawyer, or she like lawyered up really quickly on his phone and wouldn't turn it over. And I was being a little judgy because I wanted to get to the bottom of this, but apparently the attorney-client privilege did apply. Apparently, this is all like deductive reasoning from looking at the police reports. This is, my opinions don't matter. Doesn't matter what I think. This is just, I'm just relaying the information that we've found. If you are new, welcome. I'm so psyched you're here. But if you have any questions, please just start in one of these playlists that say like police reports, body cams, so you can catch up if you're confused. So that's just kind of where I am. With that being said, okay, I also want to say, I don't know Hench from a hole in the wall. I love his nickname for the job he played in this. Like, obviously, you send someone named Hench to get your son from some girl. And I want to call her some psycho. Her behavior is escalating, according to the timeline of her cringeworthy text, that for some reason is like, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of like when I get sucked into a Netflix show and I like, don't want it to end, but then it's like, I've seen it 3 times, so I know how it ends. It's kind of like that. It's one of those weird things. Even though I get so annoyed at her when I'm in it, I also am now trying to be a little bit compassionate. I mean, Fall Guys, that's happened in every single, look at Richard, someone called him Rick the other day, Richard Allen, in my opinion, I mean, he's innocent, and BK, and I think I've been screaming that he's innocent. I wanted to get a free BK shirt one time. So I think having a Fall Guy lines right up. This is not what I'm feeling, that this is part of like, well, perhaps, it would take one person to be part of a bigger network. But right now what I'm getting is like almost self-preservation. And it also explains the Rosie and the Bubba silence. Like, I was so annoyed literally this morning at them for being bad friends, but sounds like there were bigger fish to fry, or they understood their part in a bigger play. It's a play, but in their role. Hello, I'm so glad you're here. Bobby, rewind it a tiny bit so you can catch up. You'll want to hear it all. So that's where I am today. There, like I said, there is no way to check any of what that woman just said, but I 100% believed it, especially like with Mackenzie threatening. And Yeah, look it up. Oh, property deeds. Yeah, do that. I have all of that for Idaho and Canton, Massachusetts. Yeah. So yeah, please do that. Cleveland just seems like really big and far away right now. For some reason, Idaho and Canton didn't. But anyway, well, Canton's not. With that all being said, it's definitely a new perspective, and I liked it and I appreciated it. So with that being said, why don't we read Glover? Jason Glover, he was the person who had cancer. He is very open about it in one of their interviews. Or do we want to listen to Hench? That's all I can say. I mean, if you are going to save me from someone who's trying to literally kill me on a highway, send Hench. Like, my mom and dad can stay home. I want somebody who's born to do this. And maybe he had other roles in the situation. The one thing I really liked about that was the woman said that they just need to pull the wool over the judge's eyes. It's no Canoni. She's not in bed with them all. You guys are not far away. You're just dealing with something else right now that's not my jam. So I'm looking at these detective interviews, and I'm just debating if we want to. Let's listen to Hench. Okay, we are going to listen to Hench now. I have never heard this. I just uploaded it about 10 seconds ago. So we're going to listen to Hench. Yes, listen to it at 2 times speed. It won't take you long to catch up. I'm kind of talking it all out. It just happened. So here's Hench. Hench is allegedly. I mean, I don't know how much allegedly we need. There's not really allegedly. She's been convicted. And I think as far as the charges go, well, I saw a comment asking me about something about her getting high. It doesn't really matter because she didn't put on defense. And the state, in my opinion, had plenty of evidence to convict. So let's listen to Hench. We'll see what I'm probably guessing someone named Hench and speaking with the cops don't go hand in hand. I'm guessing this is going to be short and sweet. I don't think he's going to talk much, but wow, I'm really close to the camera. Here is Hench. Let's hear what Hench wants to tell us. All right. Hopefully this won't be too loud.
Christopher Martin, who goes by Hinch. Okay, beautiful. So, Chris, thanks for coming down.
No problem.
I just couple of things. Primarily, I want to ask you about the incident that happened a week before the fatal crash when you were sent down to the highway. But before we get there, just want to ask you, where do you know Dominic? How long have you known him?
I know Dominic through his mother.
Okay.
She actually took care of a couple cases for me. We ended up becoming real good friends.
Okay.
And so it's been about 2.5, 3 years now.
Beautiful.
And I always just try to be there for the kids, and they kind of looked up to me, and I just kind of been around for them.
Cool. So, do you remember the incident that I'm about to ask you about, where
Yes.
you picked him up from the highway?
Yes.
Okay. That day, what do you remember? Where were you when you got the call? Who called you, and what did they ask you to do?
I was actually at
Okay, sorry, I didn't introduce this. So this interview is about 11 minutes long. About this is Hench. The of course, Steve Shirilla had to belittle him and call him a 7-time felon, which to me, that was just a little cheap shot. I mean, it is what it is. But the point is, I thought he might be boyfriends with Christine. I don't know. But who he is his nickname is Hench, and he went and got Dom on the highway when Mackenzie was going completely crazy, which we've seen. And I'm trying, and I appreciate everyone being very sensitive about this. Like, this is not a bashing thing at all. we're just trying to figure this out. So if you're just getting here, welcome. I'm psyched you're here. Please like, share, subscribe, and do all the things. The interview we're about to start watching is Hench, who saved, well, I call it save, but if someone you loved was on the highway with someone like Mackenzie, you'd want someone named Hench to come get them. Because I don't think that you just don't play with someone. For me, it reminds me of is a henchman. Like, he has one job. And perhaps that is his role. I have no idea. But what we're about to listen to is an 11-minute long interview of Hench, who is friends with Christine Russo and got Dom off of the highway when Mackenzie was going crazy, which is kind of like a daily thing in the stuff we're watching. Sorry to interrupt. Now we'll get going.
Christine's house. We're sitting around. She had just came back. She was sick. She got out the hospital and wasn't feeling well. Dominic called her and he was upset. And she was like, well, where are you at? And he was like, I'm driving in the car with her. And he was like, I just want to go. He was like, I don't want to be around her anymore. I'm done. So she was like, well, do you mind going to go pick him up? I said, not a problem. So as I leave her house, go to the highway, get on the highway, and I call him. I said, well, where are you at? And she was like, I'll crash this car out. And I'm like, dude, what you mean? I'm like, Dominic, just tell her to pull over. Like, I'm right behind you guys, so just pull over and stop, and I'm right here. Like, I'll be there in 2 seconds. So I hop on the highway. They were more down towards the Pearl. I get on at 82, and they were more a little bit past the Pearl exit right there. And, it was raining. So as soon as I pull up, she's just going like this, and he's trying to get out the car. And once he get in the car with me, I said, dude, you don't have to deal with this. You're young, you got a long life to live. You don't have to deal with no chick in her attitudes, whatever. If you're not happy, just let her go. You know what I mean? If it was true love, she'll be back. So we're sitting there having that conversation in the car on the way back home. And man, I would have never expected that would even happen. A week later, just mind blowing. But yeah, we got in the car and he was like, man, I just can't deal with, she don't want to listen. She drives like a maniac. I was like, well, you don't have to drive with her. You have your own car, and just let her go about her way, take your time away from her, get yourself together. And he was like, yeah, I think that's going to be the best thing to do. And then later on, we get back to the house, probably 20 minutes after we get to the house, her dad shows up. He wants Kinsey stuff. He's like, I have no problem. It's like, just have her or you can bring my stuff back over here and I'll give you her stuff. So he went and grabbed some purses and gave them back to her, and or gave them to her dad. And yeah.
So let me clarify a few things. So when you got the call, you said 71 at Pearl Road. Were they going toward Strongsville or toward Cleveland? Were they
Towards
north?
Cleveland.
So they were 71 north?
Yes.
And they had just passed. Did they get to Bagley or before Bagley?
Before Bagley.
Okay, so that's going to be 71 north between Pearl and Bagley. So when you left the house, were you on the phone with him? Did he call you? Did you call him?
I called him.
You called him?
I called him to find out where his location, where they actually were at. Because I'm coming down the highway trying to meet up with them. And
okay. And they were still moving as this was happening. She didn't.
I was on the phone with him. I said, well, just tell her to pull it over.
Okay.
Yeah, I let her pull off before we pulled off.
Okay.
You know, just to make sure the traffic was clear. She got on, boom, and we got off at Bagley, turned back around, came in.
How long have you known her?
About the same amount of time.
Same amount of time.
Yeah.
Did you ever talk to her?
Very few.
Very few.
She'll
So
say hi, bye, you know, and that's just about it. We never really had conversations.
ever see them get into it?
A few times they argued,
Are
you
you?
know, yeah. And, it's over something stupid. Like he asked her to do something and she didn't want to do it. And he was like, well, look, you know, all I'm just asking is you keep stuff clean and this, that, and the other. And he didn't want to chill with one of her friends. And I guess that's where she was trying to go to.
Okay.
And it's like, I don't even like them people. So why would I even put myself around them? I said, I get you.
Did he ever confide in you, Dominic?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit. Did he ever express concern for his safety around her? Like, hey man, this woman is
No.
okay.
No.
Did he feel like she tried to kill him that day? Like she intentionally was trying to drive the car into a wall, or was that just a threat? Or
I think it was just a threat.
Mhm.
I don't think he took it real serious because if that was the case, he would have never got back in the car with her.
Okay. And do you know how they got back together 2 days later? Did she just showed up? Or
Actually,
any idea?
the day they got back together, I ended up flying out or driving out to Omaha, Nebraska.
Okay.
So the day that he passed away, I got the phone call early in the morning, and I drove all the way back that day.
I'm sorry for your loss, man. This has been very difficult for everybody.
For everybody, it's
Well,
sad situation.
is there anything else about that incident or any episodes like this incident that you're aware of that I need to
Well, they
document?
pretty much stayed to themselves. You know,
Stay to
he'll
themselves.
come out and play basketball, and then when she was working. Said about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause I mean, they've been together for how many years, teenage love,
Right.
hate to have to break up with your girlfriend, but like I said, there's plenty of other fish in the sea.
You ever been in a car with her?
No.
What's
No,
up with
I've
that?
seen her drive down the street by herself, so
Yeah?
I'm not getting in the car.
And how's her driving?
100 miles an hour. She just drive lead foot, That's like, cause she was coming from Dunkin' Donuts one day, and I'm like, damn, she hitting the corners, you hear her tires. I'm like, whoa, hold up. But that's how she drove, young kids. And I tell my daughter all the time, she just asked for a car. I said, nah, after this, you're gonna have to wait.
Dom ever express safety being in the car with her? I've heard he's a very cautious driver.
He is very cautious. And then, he just knew she drove crazy. She had that left foot. A lot of these teens do. Sucks, but that's why I won't get my daughter a car now.
Yeah. So you've seen her drive, never been in the car with her. Dominic never kind of expressed any concern getting in the car.
No. I mean, he would tell her to slow it down. You know what I mean? If he
Yeah.
felt like he was
Well, you know, if you can think of anything else at a later time, like I said, I just wanted to focus in on this particular incident, just because you picked him up.
Yeah.
Did he mention anything about him maybe trying to grab the steering wheel? Did he say, like, I
He
tried
didn't
to
say-
stop the car, maybe try to put it in neutral, anything?
No. He didn't say nothing about none of
Okay, all right. Do you have any questions for me? Okay.
Oh, okay. One of our friends said that you can see Hench in the background of the video when they notify Christine. I have not watched that. I have actually no interest in it. That kind of stuff, like, literally, like, hurts me. I got wait. So Debbie was just saying that you can see Hench in the. Oh, that, I mean, you don't get a nickname like Hench for no reason. I mean, that's my opinion. So anyway, these are some new, or just a, you know, different perspective. We now have, I'm trying to see if we should, what else do I have for videos? So we have Hench. Oh, is Christine's up? Christine's video or interview is, I want to say an hour and 11 minutes long. And Angelo's was like an hour and 9 minutes long. So I just want to see if it's up yet. I was uploading it while we were doing that. And I was also interested to see where the where this driving around was. When we looked at the Omaha one, I'm sorry, not Omaha, near Strongsville and the highway, we saw Parma. Those Parma bitches. She loves talking about Parma bitches. And we saw what was that museum they went to? They like ate edibles. He's in Lakewood a lot for his job. He travels on the road. He's on the road traveling for his job. And Lakewood is, I'm going to pull this out and show you guys this map. Lakewood's a little bit, I mean, it looks like a little bit of a hike. So I'll pull this back. Here's Strongsville. Oh, you can't see it here. Here's Strongsville right down here. Hopefully you can see this mouse. Let me make sure that you can. All right. Where's our map? Okay, just to orient ourselves. So here we go. Here is Strongsville, right down here. I don't have like an arrow that I can print or point to it. So let me see if you guys can see. I can see my mouse, but I don't know if you can. So if you can't see the mouse, or if you're busy working or doing other things, Strongsville is at the center of this map. Cleveland's in the top right-hand corner. And then you have to go through Parma and Parma Heights to get to Cleveland. The highway that they were just talking about that they were on was 71 North, heading towards Cleveland. I thought he said, here's Lakewood. Some of his sales calls had him over here in Lakewood. I don't know what this distance is, but here's the zoo. She talks about the zoo. She talks about the museums, the Cleveland. If they do go to the Cleveland Museum of Art, that hasn't come up yet. I don't know. We haven't gotten to the day of, but supposedly they went to the museum. I don't know if that's true or not. So anyway, this is just to orient yourselves. The cops, here, let's get back to this. The cops asked her if there's anything with her, and she keeps saying Chris and then calls him Hench. Yeah, exactly. I think his name is like Chris Martin or something. Oh, I can tell you what his name is. But yeah, he goes by Hench. And to me, that's just like a nickname that you just don't fuck with. You just don't play with someone named Hench. Like, so that is that. Part of, we have some more police reports here. I mean, I have all the police reports for I mean, they definitely charged Mackenzie with being like a plug. I don't know what the technical, I mean, I can figure out the name of it, but they said that she was a plug and a prostitute, and Rosie was her pimp. I mean, that's right in the police reports. I'm looking at one of the police reports right now because I don't know if I have these videos. I mean, I'm sure in this document dump I have these videos. These are the here. I can just share this with you guys. These are the transcripts for the videos that here. Why don't I read this out loud, and then hopefully my thoughts will come together. All right. This is Strongsville Police Department investigation and statement report, page 1 of 9. Oh, I am guessing that our favorite guy wrote this, but I don't know. On Sunday, February 26th of 2023, at approximately 10:44 in the morning, Miss Christine Russo arrived at the Strongsville Police Department to turn over 3 audio recordings to be entered into evidence. Oh, okay. So this accident happened July 31st of 22. And the story that they said this was late turning in was because this guy was in jail. So let's keep reading. Ms. Russo explained that on Friday, February 24th, she was contacted by February 24th of 2023. She was contacted by a client of hers, whom she identified as William Ellis. If any of our friends for Idaho, the investigations team are here, I don't have William Ellis in any of our stuff, but according to her, sometime after July 4th of 2022, while Ellis was incarcerated at the county jail, he asked Ms. Russo to collect his property, which included his cell phone, from the county jail and told her, so he asked his lawyer to go collect his property at the jail and hold on to it until his release. Oh, maybe he went to the federal prison or something. I don't know, state prison or something. Because Mrs. Russo was recovering from a recent surgery, she asked Ellis to authorize her son, Dominic Russo, to pick up the property, and he agreed. Upon Ellis's recent release from jail, he was going through his cell phone when he noticed the 3 videos of phone call recordings. According to Mrs. Russo, the recordings were likely made sometime between July 4th, 2022 and July 17th, 2022, while her parents were in town. She reached this conclusion based on a statement made by Dominic about going out to dinner with his grandparents who were in town. Dominic had used Ellis's cell phone to video record calls with Mackenzie that he made using his own cell phone. So he was talking on his phone and he was recording with this phone. The 3 files were sent to Miss Christine Russo directly from Ellis on February 24th, 2023, around 1:50 in the afternoon. She, in turn, messaged Detective Glover, number 7180. Hey, Glover, Special Agent DEA. Glover is our DEA, and he says it, and it's in some of his reports. Well, it doesn't say DEA, it just says Special Agent, which on February 24th, 2023, Detective Glover and I asked Mrs. Russo to bring the recordings to the police station on February 26th. All 3 recordings were uploaded to the Strongsville PD network, the folder pertaining this case, and that's the case number 22086777. Recording 1 is 2 minutes and 23 seconds. Dominic Russo was inside his house. 2:23. I'm going to see if I can find this. 2:23. Dominic was inside his house. Mackenzie was presumably outside, demanding to be let in. Mackenzie threatens to key Russo's car if he doesn't let her in. She's already done that in our timeline. Mackenzie can be heard counting down. God, she loves counting down. And he always stops her at 2. He always stops her. In recording number 2, 6 minutes and 48 seconds, Mackenzie is demanding Dominic to open the door. When he refuses, she threatens to break the door. Mackenzie claims that Dominic's house is her house. Mackenzie can be heard banging on the door. She also threatens to key Dominic's car. In recording number 3, the duration is 11 minutes and 20 seconds. It's black screen. Holy smokes. There's no audio until 11 minutes. It sounds like Dominic allowed Mackenzie into the house to retrieve her items. Really? Oh, that just narrowed down our timeline. So, okay, July, like say she said her parents were here until the 17th. They died like the following week. Why did he get in a car with her? Okay, on February 26th at 1:07, right? I forwarded all 3 recordings to the DEA. We call them DAs. He calls them APAs. Troop and the blonde-haired woman. I follow up by sending both of them an email to ensure receipt and let them know that Detective Glover and I will work on transcribing all 3 recordings by Tuesday, February 28th, 2023. Signed by the best detective ever. Page 2 of 9. New evidence audio recording. Oh, this is the transcript of the recording. On Monday, February 27th, I feel like I might have these. I just have to upload them, but I'll read them while we're here. On Monday, February 27th, at approximately 11:30 in the morning, Detective Glover finished transcribing all 3 videos. Below are the transcripts from each video. Recording number 1, Shirilla. Oh no. I have to channel my inner Mackenzie. I need a drink for this. Here we go. Okay. If you've been here during any of our text messages, this is going to be the same. Like, before you lied. You said you would never lock me out again. You'd never lock me out of the house again. That is why we got back together the last time we broke up. But I forgot you can never keep your word. Mackenzie, you broke up with me earlier because you are an effing little weak bee. Okay, you broke up with me earlier. So this is your last chance. You broke up with me earlier. This is your last chance to open the door. You are not coming out of that house all night because I will not leave. You literally broke up with me earlier. Like, what? What is the point of you trying to break in? You broke up with me earlier. Wait, what? He's like, I don't know if he's genuinely confused or if he's like just sick of it or what. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. You said that we were not together. You literally said that. Like, you literally broke up with me earlier. Like, what are you trying to make here? Why would I just let you into my house if you broke up with me and you're threatening to break my stuff? Oh, no. Oh, she didn't count down this time. She's counting up. Oh, well, that's going to throw him off. 1, 2. Look, you're threatening to key my car. You're threatening to break the doors down. I will key your car if you don't let me into this house. You're going to key my car if I don't let you into the house? If you don't let me into the house, then yes. He's like, WTF. Yeah, I know. So just let me in the house. Like, why? No. Why can't you just be like calm for at least 1 second and I can feel comfortable letting you into the house? I am calm. I don't think that you get to decide with your effing weird trauma problems. He's like, you're literally threatening. You are literally threatening to key my car. What else are you threatening? Dom, I'm going to give you one last chance to open that door or I'm going to leave and do what I said I was going to do. What are you going to do, Kenzie? I'm going to give you one last chance. Open. Kenzie, look. Let me go to bed. Go to bed. No, you're not. You can't, I can let you come over later. No, you're not because I'm not coming. Oh God, this is the one we've all seen this, I'm sure. No, you're not because I'm coming to dinner too. I am coming to dinner too. Well, why? You should have told me that you wanted to come. You effing retard. You already put me on the reservation, so open the effing door. You just like open the door. Oh, all right. Let's just open the door then. No. Oh, no. Okay, let's just go next door then to his mom's house. No, we are not going next door. No, I am not. And he's like, no, I'm not letting you into the house. We need to talk first because you just betrayed me. All right, we can talk outside. Okay, I'm coming out. Don't try to come in here. Oh, you're now she's back in the groove. 5, 4, and then the call ends. In recording number 2, do you guys want me to see if I have these? I'm guessing I do, and I'm sure they were in the document dump. It was 6 minutes. Wait, what are these? Body cam? No, it wouldn't be in the body cam. I'm just checking the doc really quick. If anyone has these or knows the link, send them over. What are these? Serious call platforms? What are serious? Oh, all right. Let's see here. Okay, I might actually have them right here, which would be sweet because, I mean, as much as I love going through these, all right, he said they were 223 and 648. Let's see here. I have 223. Oh, I might have it right here, actually. All right, let's see. I don't know.
Hello, this is a prepaid.
Oh, no, that's a jail call. Oh, serious. This is a jail call. The exact minutes are also in our jail calls. All right, where else could I look? Just sorry, you guys. It would be really nice to listen to these and not have to do. I don't mind Mackenzie's voice. It's fine. It's growing on me. Okay. All right, I'll just keep reading. All right. Okay, recording 1. Now we're going on to recording 2. It begins with Dom walking around the house. And this is Shirilla. Dom, if you do not open you think I'm joking? Do you think I'm joking? Do you think I'm joking like I'm dead ass? What are you dead ass about? Okay, I'm going to give you one last chance to open this door. And there's background noise and perhaps it's the television. Kenzie, I can't open the door. I can't sit here and fight. I have to go to dinner so I can see my grandparents. Like, I cannot sit here. This sounds like Johnny Depp. You are not going to go to dinner if you do not open that door. I'll let you know that right now. Then what? What would happen? What are you trying to say? I'm telling you, I already told you what happens. You're not coming and you're not going to dinner either. What do you mean? Oh, this is new for her. You know exactly what I mean. You don't need to know exactly what I mean. You're going to come open this door right now or there's going to be a serious effing problem. Like, no, I can't. You can't keep threatening me. You cannot keep making all these threats to me. I can't open the door. And you can't kick me out of the place that you say is my home. Kens, I didn't kick you out. You took all of your stuff and you dipped. You said that we were done. Like, I did not say we were done, Dom. Okay, ready? I'm going to count to 10. The door's going to open. Okay, you're going to open the door and stop hiding behind the door like an effing little bee. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Mackenzie, I can't open the door. 4. Okay, I'm going to break something then. What? Why would you break something? Why? What are you trying to break? Okay, open the door. What are you trying to break? Open the door. No, I'm not going to open the door. Dom, I'm going to give you, if this phone call hits 5 minutes, we are breaking up. Kenzie, if you didn't get the memo, you're outside begging to come in. Kenzie, I cannot do this right now. If you can't just sit here and fight, you can't just sit here and fight. Ugh. Okay, well, you're not going to dinner. Kenzie, step away from the door and maybe I can come out and talk to you for a second. No, we are not fighting outside. You're going to open the door right now. Why? Why are we fighting on The phone is beeping with an incoming call. You have 1 minute now, actually. Ken's, wait, my mom is trying to call me. Like, I really gotta go. No, if you hang up on me, we are done, and I am leaving. Mackenzie, there is literally nothing I can do. Like, I can't. There is. Stop being a little beat and open that door. I can't let you into my house with how you're acting. It's as simple as that. There is no way I should, I'm just going to break the handle off. And he's like, what? I'm going to break the handle off. It's already moving. He's like, fucking break the lock. Like, you're going to break the lock and you're going to break into my house? Yes, I will. I will break into my house. You right. Oh, you're right. I will break into it. No, it's not your house. This is my house. It is, Dom. Now open the door. You have 30 seconds left on the phone call to open the door or we are done. Mackenzie, I really don't think I can. If you can't open the door, then you can't be in a relationship with me. Shirilla is inaudible. Kenzie, you're acting. You're threatening to break stuff, like break the glass and stuff. Like, you're threatening crazy stuff. You have 10 seconds to open this door or we are broken up. Kenzie, I really don't think I can. Like, why can't we just do this stuff? Why can't we just do this all later? We can't do this later because I'm coming to dinner with you. You have 5 seconds to open this door. What? Wait, you want to come to dinner with us? Is that what you just said? And there's background noise and it sounds like there's banging on the door. Open the door right now. You can come to dinner with us if you want. Open the door. Mackenzie, if you want, you can come to dinner with us. Dom, if you don't open the door, I am keying your car. What? Why the F would you key my car? Why? Are you serious? Okay, you have 30 seconds or I'm going to do it. Mackenzie, do not key my car. Do not do anything to my car. There's no conversation as Russo walks through the house. I need to call my mom back, babe. All right. Is the door unlocked? Because I'm about to test it. No, Kenzie, it's not unlocked. And why are you acting like this? Dom, I'm going to give you one last second or I'm going to have to key your car. Wait, why would that even be an option for you? Because we are broken up. If you don't let me into the house, I am breaking up with you. I will break up with you. I'm going to break up with you if you do not open this door. Wait, you literally took all of your stuff and you left. Though I thought you didn't want to be here anymore. Like, I thought you didn't want to be here. Good. I'm going to break into your house then. And there's background noise. It sounds like cracking and banging on the door. Oh God. I remember this video. Dude, what the hell? Dude, what the actual F? More background noise. It sounds like a banging on the door. Well, I just broke your effing key thing, so that sucks. Oh God. Continued banging on the door can be heard. Wait, what key thing? I don't know. You're going to have to open the door because that's where it's effed up from the outside, you effing D. Okay. Now open the door. No. Like, no. Like, no. You're not. You're breaking stuff and you're breaking, like, you are not coming into my house. Dom, I will break stuff. It's like almost fun to like swear. She's like so worked up. I will break shit. Do I have to call the police? Wait, why would you call the police? Do I have to call the police? Are you not going to let me into my house? Okay, this is not your house. All right, I gotta go. I'm calling my mom. I am calling my mom. No, you're not. Yeah. No, you're not. I am calling my mom. You bet you are not going to do this. Then we're going to break up. This is my house. We are done. If you don't let me into the house that I sleep in every night, then we are done. Kenzie, I cannot let you into the house right now. If this phone call hits 10 minutes and I'm not in that house, then we're done. No, Kenzie. No, I'm calling my mom. Goodbye. No, you're not. Russo seems to have hung up the call with Shirilla and dialed his mother, Christine. The phone is heard ringing, and then video 2 ends. Oh, that's nice and convenient. Okay, recording 3. Video 3 begins with Russo still in his home and presumably on a new call with Shirilla. Oh God, here we go. 2. See, he always stops it at 2. That's why when she was counting up, that's not the way that this works. 2. Dominic says, I'm coming. Background conversation. It sounds like Russo is communicating with Shirilla through the door rather than over the phone. Oh God, poor kid. Oh, we have to find these videos. I'm sure there's everywhere, but, and he's like, I'm coming. No, I don't know what UI means. Inaudible, maybe. And he says, I'm going to go out the front door then. Background noise. The sounds of banging as if the door is being hit or kicked and the door handle is being turned or tampered with. There's no audio. It's silent from, 1:02 until 10:55 when a door can be heard being shut and Russo and Shirilla can be heard again together inside the house. Oh, she got in. Oh God, psycho. You are such a joke. You are such a joke. You are such an L. You are such an L. And I lied. Because you can't stop. I lied. Imagine if she had like a gun. I wouldn't be that surprised. Wait, what did you lie about? Do you have your phone charger? Yeah, and then that call ends. That's sketchy. On February 27th at approximately 4:22, Mr. William Ellis, we have been looking for you, arrived at the Strongsville police station accompanied by Miss Christine Russo. I requested to speak with Mr. Ellis in person in order to obtain his statement and how he came to possess the video recordings. Mr. Ellis explained that he would rather not talk. Mr. Ellis explained that upon being released from jail on February 8th, he took possession of his cell phone after 1 or 2 days. On February 24th, he immediately shared them with Mrs. Russo, who turned them over to us. Detective Glover, Agent DEA Glover, photographed the metadata, and William Ellis, you happen to be the subject of my investigation. Let me grab your phone. Detective Glover photographed the metadata from the property section of each recording. Oh, that's a busted up phone. Okay. And these are the pictures of the metadata. Oh, wouldn't that be nice if Canton had this? Okay. And then Glover thanked Mr. Ellis for walking right into the police station for him. All right. So those are, please tell me. Oh God, thank you. All right. I'm so glad you guys could see that. Let's see what you guys are saying over here. Maybe. Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. Oh, good. I'm so glad. You should ask ChatGPT how many times she counts and how many times she has to beg for the door to be open. Yeah, I didn't have these transcripts yet. Oh, Bobby, did I show you? I didn't show you this. I made that, what is it? That spreadsheet of, it is a sickening amount of times. It's like, I don't know. All right. Yeah, I did do that for us though. That one's a little too fancy. These are a little too fancy. They're a little part of a bigger project. I'm going to do the like old school one and I'll show this to you in a second. Hold on. Jason Glover got his own folder. All right, let's get to the keywords. This reminds me of some like single white female stuff, man. All right, Mackenzie's, keywords, here we go. All right. This is done by hand also, so let me make sure you can see me or see it. This is done by hand, so this is not, like I'm not handing this in to, this is a work in progress. This isn't done. Okay, so Bobby, you asked and you shall receive. This is the beginning of the text, of the spreadsheet that I made based on the conversation of pick your poison that one of our lovely, dear, beautiful friends mentioned. The timing is highly suspicious. Christine, if you're watching, these are suspicious times that you are in the hospital and Mackenzie is telling your son to pick his poison. So there are a few keywords that we are looking at, and they are hookers and prostitutes, narcissist, go Dom. Someone was just asking me why he kept Mackenzie around. we read this yet. I think yesterday or this morning. This is her like long ass thing. It feels like you're only keeping me around because I know too much. Ding, ding, ding. You're right. Oh, here's more narcissist. Guns, SCX, kill. Those are the keywords that I had for this one. The other spreadsheets that I have going, they're a little bit too, well, I can show you this. Actually, I don't care. This is one that I am tying into. Well, we haven't even gotten to the other text messages and stuff. Like, apparently everyone, if you haven't heard about her text with her dad, they are highly weird. Apparently, I have not seen any of them, but so I wanted to marry these all so I could get an overall, like how many times did she say that we, these are the keywords: kill, stab, KMS. Can you sound that out? First letter, please. Hit, because she like hits him. Keyed, like key my car. My money. Dom always talks about my money. Prostitute, hooker, narcissist, gun, snitch. Oh, I added snitch to this one. Yeah, he gets, I think also it explained his friends and I think his mentality is like literally snitches lay in the bottom of a river, not get stitches. All right, so these are in June of 2022. Okay, one of the things that Mackenzie says a lot on the jail calls is like, if you only knew, Dom didn't want me to hang out with my friends. Like, Dom didn't want me to hang out with my friends. And this is why. So these aren't like regular this is just like, I just ran it by keywords. It's too big of a spreadsheet to have ChatGPT do it. But you know what? It did do it by poison. I wonder why it just was, maybe it was in a mood. Maybe it had hung out with Mackenzie Shirilla for too long. Anyway, June 7th seems to be a big day because Dom is like, we have not gotten to we skipped the 27th. Wait, no. We didn't skip this. We just are still in like probably February or March yeah, we're in March. June 7th, I paid for your dinner and you bought a dress. Wait, I paid for your dinner, bought you a dress, and let you go to the club with prostitutes. Okay. By the way, if you want to chill with prostitutes all the time, then yeah, I probably won't give it any effort. This is all still June 7th. And these aren't the conversations back. This is just keyword. Yeah, I said what I said. I give effort, but if you're going to chill with prostitutes all the time, but not if you're going to chill with prostitutes. Next day. Yeah, but you can't even try to not chill with the prostitutes. Because I don't know if I can be with you if you're going to chill with prostitutes. No, Kenzie, you can have fun with any friends you want as long as they're not prostitutes. Sorry, I don't want my girl hanging out with prostitutes. Yeah, well, you went out to lunch with a bunch of prostitutes, and I don't want to know what you guys did. You can pull, oh boy, July 18th, things seem to have escalated. The 17th was when Christine's parents left. So that's when she gets locked out of the house, like right around that time. That was just a guess, but he goes, you can pull a knife and say you're going to stab me? No, you threatened to stab my eye or pour water on me. That was last year. He's like, yeah, you swear at me all the time and you threaten me. Kenzie, I made a joke and you threatened to stab me. No, you threatened to stab me in the eye. No need to threaten to stab me. Oh, God. And then this is her just like being completely nuts. I was thinking with like a little bit of empathy today, like I did break up with my husband. I do love him. I almost said RIP, but he's not. And it certainly didn't if people printed and read R8 text out loud, especially when we were breaking up, I don't think that would have gone over very well. It might have sounded nuts too. I mean, it was not good. So I felt a little bit of empathy today. Like, anyway, we read this one the other night. Bobby, I think this is when I was like pulling them all together. Hookers are gross and have STDs. She's like, hookers are cool AF and they're rich. Because you're literally a narcissist. I'm about to break windows. You're mean to me. And then this is, according to that girl on TikTok, we haven't gotten to the gun talk yet. In a lot of the text messages, it comes a little bit later, or maybe, I mean, these look like they're before what we're looking at, but there's something that the dad, Steve Shirilla, says, I opened up my wife's trunk and there were like 15 guns. He says that in an interview. But in these text messages, Mackenzie says her mom opened it. That seems like something you don't kind of mix up. Like, get your story straight, you dummy. All right. These are all gun talk. I don't know how much of this we're allowed to say in this YouTube open air prison, but this is really just like all about guns. I mean, this is why I asked if perhaps he was in a gang. There are some things in here that are a little questionable. My bad, we were shooting guns. That sounds like they're just farm kids, but then, and there's an effing gun in my trunk. Thanks for not letting me know. Oh, this is something someone had asked me. This is, okay. No matter what Kenzie presents herself as, there's never a place or a time, in my opinion, that it's okay for like a teacher and a student to like hook up. And there was a teacher or a coach that was arrested, and I played it the other day in the beginning of the reading I did for Kenzie's sister. And it just seems weird. And to me, it's never appropriate at all. But one of the things she says right here is, maybe if I didn't have, you know what, for the first time at 14, and it was actually romantic, I would have a better relationship with it. At that time, actually, that coach was there. I don't know if any of it lines up, but at the end of the day, she's a victim, and certainly a victim of that, if that's what happened. I have no idea. And then he reminds her, we haven't hooked up in over a year. Like, are you kidding me? And then there's definitely some talk of like, he was in a bad spot in 2020. He talks about that a lot now that we're in the 2022 time. And he is like, just not dealing. I don't think things were going very well. But of course, she's like threatening him. She's threatening to do it. It's kind of a mess. And this is when they were younger, like 2020. I'm sorry, 2020. And she hates her mom. That really hasn't changed until she goes to college. Yeah, things didn't go well. Something happened with his dad. This comment right here is like, when I'm not here anymore, my dad isn't allowed to come to my funeral. There was some kind of, he's mad at his dad because of the way he treats his mom. I remember that. Okay, Bobby, that was some of the stuff that I started working on. I would like to pull it all together for us so it can, we can all kind of understand it. All right, where are we? Okay, so there we go. Why do they let white girls cosplay as black girls and then act a fool? I have no idea. Definitely, it's got to stop. Well, I don't know. Maybe call the link. Wait a minute. They were already broken up. Yeah. Guys, please chat GPT Shirilla. It's Slavic for new beginning or dawn. I've taken the time to research the esoteric meaning to it, as though we witnessed a sacrifice ritual. Welcome to the party. You are 100% correct, and I have a whole outline that we are going to do members only. It just hasn't felt right yet, but you are 100%. I agree with you 100%. You know what we could do? We could just talk about that, actually. And the members only, we have so much to talk about. Don't worry, I'm not taking that away from us. Yeah, why don't we talk about that? I have a whole outline I created because I was like thinking about that. Yes, you are 100%. I agree with you so much. That's actually like most of our cases are that actually. Yeah, I agree so much. And I'm like, oh, I just have to find the I made an outline for our members. Like, don't worry, members, we are still meeting. You're not getting off that easy. But this seems like an appropriate time to talk about the black magic involved in this. Oh, did you guys know that Solomon's temple is your brain? It's not outside of you. That's the whole play on words. I'll explain that sometime. I'm looking at these. Oh, it's probably under my members only. I was just looking at some of the research I had. Oh, who's asking me about the 10 shrooms? Was that you, bestie / ride or die? I broke that down. Where is this outline? Oh, here it is. Okay, so yes, I'm psyched that we're going to talk about this. Don't worry, members. We have a lot of other stuff to talk about. I have to like explain everything to you with the book I'm writing. Okay. Oh, I love this. Actually, I don't know. I'm getting sweaty. This is something I like to do with our members. I'm much calmer, but I agree with you 100%. That was awesome. I'm psyched. That was really cool. I'm so glad you brought that up. And you're right on. All right. Yes, this is a great comment. Okay, I agree. That fits. Okay, I'm watching now. Reminds me of Gone Girl movie. What's the Gone Girl movie? I know there's a book called Gone Girl. I don't know what the movie is. We are in March. Oh, thank God we're in March. Dying to see Davion's texts. Who has Davion's texts? Are they in this document drop? Yes, I would love to see. Yeah, me too. I want to know why. Wait, that's the whole thing. His texts and phone calls were unusually silent, like 6 hours before they died. That's the whole weird thing. It's almost, unless, I mean, I certainly could be wrong, but I remember hearing that his texts are really silent, and it was like unnerving to Mr. Professional. We have to think of a nickname for that detective. He's just not like any of the other scum. I mean, he's no Proctor. God, Proctor, you idiot. Proctor is so apt. Oh, and the feds are looking at it. Okay, I would love to see Davion's text too. Yeah, me too. He didn't have any. That's the really weird part. His phone was really quiet. Unless someone knows where we can find him, I would love to see Davion's texts. That's one of the things. That's kind of one of the reasons I got involved in this. There was something about Davion that it just didn't add up. And it was like, you can't tell me. Yeah, and I made the comment of like, if you were a forensic analysis for something and all of a sudden the phone is dead from like 6 to 8 and the wife's dead too. It's like Susan Morphy, her trash husband. But that's kind of the way that someone explained Davion's phone was. It's like it was unusually quiet. Okay, let's see what Christine. Do we want to listen to Christine's interview, Steve Shirilla and Chris Cuomo? That's more eye candy. And QI roll. And I'll have to I'll interrupt it a lot because I don't want to get dinged for copyright. Which when I'm watching stuff with God, I feel like I'm crushing on AG Tactical. Hey, I'm not crushing on you. I do watch you a lot though. Or Paul from the sofa. I do appreciate when they break in. All right, where are we? What are we talking about? Yeah, dying to see Davion's. If you guys know where they are, they have 2 phones. Who's they? Proctor. What a I was just looking. I have the screenshots of some of the I mean, it literally just looks like Hitler propaganda from the 1930s. Apparently Rosie has them. Oh, of course. Rosie. Oh, actually, that does make sense. There are 2 phones. and extra ones were taken from the crash scene before the cops got there. Yeah, that's all pretty legit. But he was messaging his friend in the car right before it crashed. Wait. He was messaging his friend in the car. Wait, who was messaging which friend? Oh, good. You guys can read these too. I always forget you can't see them. I think Mackenzie and Dom were messaging. Well, we know Dom has like at least a couple phones because he talks about it in his text messages. Like, you know, yeah, they're burners, but he calls them something else. There's a lot of lingo that I'm just learning. Right. The last text was Davion to Tyler. Well, according to the information we have, I mean, it's not that hard to manipulate information. Yeah, Tyler. Tyler was the little guy. Oh, you know who interviewed Tyler? What's his face? I just talked about him, the DEA agent. Glover. Hey, DEA. About a pic he had sent him. Oh, yeah, the Colorado pic. Yes. We listened to that interview, you guys. Yes, 100%. But it's really weird. There's something weird about Davion's phone behavior is out of norm. It was like quiet for 6 hours. And what I really want to know is what Bubba says in that interview when he said, or when the chief calls Mr. Awesome and says, Bubba said he wasn't in the room when everything went down. What went down? They were watching movies and eating popcorn, Bubba, according to the story you just said, or whatever. So I don't know what went down. Probably a large stash, triangle effect. Keep small amount ordered separate from large amounts in the trunk. And the full stash at home. Yeah, it sounds like he pretty much had his business dialed in. It doesn't, yeah, color coding or something. Yeah, it sounds to me like perhaps he grew up in the business, and it seemed to me like he had it dialed in, and Mackenzie was the weak link. You know what else is a little bit sketch? Oh, you know what I have ride or die is the 911 caller on his motorcycle. It's like a nice Harley. He called it in and waited for the police to respond, and there's a clip of him sitting on his bike as the first officers are responding. And then he mysteriously fell down some stairs while he died in a car accident. It's just as mysterious. There's something about that too. I mean, when you're involved in extracurricular activities, the only reason it's illegal, in my opinion, and the government too, I mean, there's so much research on the drug war that's I can't even explain it all. I mean, we could go down a rabbit hole, and I would love to. Actually, I would love to talk about the history of this whole thing in this upside down world. But all right, I want to see the biker. It's not an interview with the biker. I will show you, Bubby. It's literally a body cam. I'm almost positive she thought about. You guys, okay, wait. I feel like I need to read this out loud. Or maybe I'll put it up here because, you know, I don't know with all the censoring, but it says I am 100% sure she we are so gratefully in March of her cringy texts, and she's definitely talking about like hitting him in the head with a rock, pulling his hair, crashing her car. She's like already talking about all this stuff. I'm almost positive she thought about unaliving Dom in the way she had done so many times. Yeah, I think you're right. At 1:36 in the footage, she slips up. I saw that accident, the front end. At 1:36 of what footage? Do you think Dom saw it coming? Unfortunately, yeah, I do. And apparently, according to the prosecution, they had 25 seconds. That is a long time that the prosecutor says. And granted, I will also say that this is the only prosecution, except for Idaho, not the Idaho 4, the Lori Daybell case, that I've ever agreed with the prosecution. I'm 100% open to but this prosecution seemed really solid. And the woman, the blonde woman that Mackenzie has a crush on, said it took her 25 seconds to build up speed. That's why I think I definitely, it's been proven that Davian was locked in the back. I thought that she had set the child's safety locks, but the way the police officer responds is, oh, I need to be looking for that thing. The cop rolling up on the motorcycle guy. Yeah. Oh, you've seen it? Yeah. I thought of you when I saw it. Where did I put it? I know I saw it. Yeah. Where did I see it? If you saw it, did I put it on YouTube? Oh my God, I just sounded like such a grandma. Did I put it on the YouTube yet? All right, I'll find this. Where is that kid? I wonder if I put it on the YouTube, on the old tubes of you. Wow. She is so nuts, man. In the video of Dominic's dad that I just showed, is there a video of him sitting down? It looks like he's in an interview. I don't remember him ever sitting down. Oh, I might have a little bit more for that Dominic one. Dom's dad here. I'll change this name so I'll remember. You guys, I'm sorry. I have no idea where the motorcycle bite. I wonder if I put it on the tubes of you. Let me check. I can't remember. I remember seeing it and thinking about you guys, and then now I'm like totally spacing. I do kind of want to talk witch stuff, but I can just relax more when it's our friends. Okay, I have to remember that. It's a secret space. All right, I will rename this to Dom's dad. I would love to get some more juice on his dad. Like, I don't know. All right. I think when this accident first happened, these weren't all redacted because I remember seeing it. And it wasn't as like gross and gory. Well, I couldn't have watched it if it was bad. I remember seeing it when it wasn't redacted, but now they're, of course, wiped. Shocker. Okay, you guys, perhaps this biker thing is something that I'll have to find and release in a little while. I just don't even know. Look, I'm looking through them all. I think you did put it on the tubes of you. Yes. Okay. That actually would be amazing. That would make me so happy. And that does seem like something I would do. All right. Okay, good. Let me check the tubes. All right. Oh, actually, why don't we? I would like to listen to this Christine Russo thing. And I'm going to get it started while you look for this. But I am very interested. Oops. I am very interested in this. This is okay. Hi, everyone. Oops. Christine, hold on. I want to thank everyone. Yes. Okay, good. I want to thank everyone who's here. Tell you I love you. We are about to listen to the Christine Russo interview. It's an hour and 12 minutes. So if you have to go, I think they're just like, hold on. If you're here and you have to go, don't worry. Replay crew will be here. And if you are new, welcome. I'm so psyched you're here. Please like, share, subscribe, do all the things. If you're on the replay crew, welcome. And we are about to listen to a interview with Christine Russo. One of the questions was, why are these two always talking about unaliving themselves? That's a great question. I think she did it because she was like really a little bit desperate. And I think he did it because I think things weren't quite as rainbow glasses or something. I don't know. I think I honestly don't know. But from the text that we read, we never really heard that much about it unless she's really mad at him. But there's hours of the text messages. Dom's dad says to the older brother, I thought it was you, Chris. And that's the older brother. Oh, that's Topher. He always talks about Topher. Chris is Chris Topher. Yeah. That's the brother who lives downstairs, which I thought was interesting because the mom said she didn't let Chris get a license. Wait. Dom's dad says, I thought it was you, Chris. And that's the brother who lives downstairs, which I thought was interesting. Wait, I'm missing the connection of, oh, he thought it was you, Chris. Oh, when they're like doing the announcements of the body or something. That's one part I like haven't seen and no interest. I think you did put it on the Tubes review. All right, good. We're gonna look for that when the mom finds out. Yeah, that's a video I haven't seen. Oh, but that's where you got to see Hench too, huh? I can't. What does Hench look like? Does he look like? All I can think of is like the 1300s, like the henchman, you know, Outlander. Hello. All right. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I have never watched it. I can't. Like the one thing, Ellie Mack is the girl's name. Wonderful documentary, and she cut that whole part out, which I really appreciate. I can't watch it. To me, that's like too much. Okay, let's get to Christine. And so this is an hour and 12 minutes, and I'm going to look for that other thing. But here we go. Let's see how this goes. Where is this thing? Why can't I find you? All right, there we go. Okay. So now I can. Oh yeah, I did that. If you did and you find the Tacoma, Washington, if you find something else, let me know. I literally was looking at it on my way home. Okay, let's get to our girl, Christine. Come here, Christine. This is an interview after she's heard about it. Yeah, I have no interest in seeing that other part. Okay.
So we have, I don't know when was the last time you talked to Tim, the prosecutor? It's been a while. Okay. So right now we have served a total of 11 search warrants. We have received almost returns on half of them. Not everything. The doc screen, we haven't received that yet, but we did get some information on the car. And the car is normal. There were no defects. We had a forensic mechanic look it over. There were no issues whatsoever with that. Also, medically, pursuant to 2 search warrants, there's nothing to indicate that Mackenzie at the time of the crash or immediately before the crash had any type of medical condition that would have caused the crash. So at this point, we're waiting for the TOC screen to look at whether it's OVI related or something else. Now, when you and I talked before in the first time, you indicated that you thought this wasn't just an OVI, that there was something else.
She told me just the other day that they weren't fucked up. I asked her, why didn't you ask me to come get you? And she said, well, we weren't fucked up or anything. Quote unquote. I don't have it in writing. I only have it orally sent to me at the cemetery. So that's what she said.
Do you still believe that theory that there was something more sinister than, any type of impairment involved?
Hold on, I'm trying to turn on. Oh, there are no subtitles. Sorry, you guys. I was trying to turn on the subtitles and there aren't any. Oh, that's because it was still uploading. I'll work on that on the back end.
The only thing that to me, I don't know if there's a lot of rumors. I think a lot of people are lying about things. My understanding from one of the kids that the dad that you talked to that stated that she was sleeping and all that and all, I don't even know if that dad was there.
He wasn't. The dad was in New York.
So, so I don't know how he could state that, but
he's getting that from his son's statement.
Right.
Okay.
And the son, the kid came here, in fact, in this exact room with the parents, and the kid said
Sorry to interrupt it. Can you guys hear it okay? Because it's still uploading. It won't let me, there aren't subtitles yet. Oh, do you guys want the comments back up there? Sorry. Okay, if you guys are okay, then let's keep going. If anyone's having a hard time, as soon as that finishes uploading, then I will turn the things on.
He went to sleep,
Okay.
but
No, I thought they said Kenzie was sleeping.
yeah, the kid
Okay.
said he went to sleep at 1. He woke up around 3 to use the bathroom, and she was asleep while everybody else was watching South Park. And so, unfortunately, that we haven't been able to corroborate because everybody who was at the party is very uncooperative, and they practically lawyered up and refusing to talk. The only kid who voluntarily talked to us from Dominic and Mackenzie's friends was Blair, and Blair spoke to me in the presence of his lawyer, and he wasn't very forthcoming, and I kind of put that in my report. I told him, Miss Russo said you're one of Dominic's best friends.
Well, you said that you sat there and thought that they were going to all commit suicide together. That's ridiculous.
No, we did not say that. That's not what we said. We asked him if he knew. I was inquiring whether he had any information that, Dominic might have told him, like, hey, Kenzie's crazy, she might have done this, or she might have, I'm afraid for my life with her.
You should talk to my son Angelo. I mean, that's the problem. She threatened him constantly. I told you, it was 1 week before we had to pick him up on the highway when she threatened to crash the car then. Okay? It's not, I was on with Dom. She sat there and texted me. Dom was out of control. Dom was very calm. So, Mom, you need to come get me. She's threatening to crash the
We
car.
did see those,
Yeah, that's one of the things we wanted to bring up was that text conversation between you and her, and then her and Dom. We got 2 sides of it. Did Dom tell you that he grabbed the wheel and jerked it like she alleged?
No.
Okay, so when you're on the phone with Dom, to your knowledge, he never grabbed the wheel. It was just her freaking out.
Right. They were on the side of the road. And she
Okay.
said, I'm calling the police if you don't get it. And I said, I'm on the phone saying she can call the police all she wants, but we are on our way. What are the police going to do?
Mhm.
Okay. So that was that. They were on the side of the road.
What
They were
started
not
that
driving.
fight? You don't know?
the
And I
suicide.
didn't get involved just because I always said that I don't want to have my kids not or think that I don't like her, I didn't like her, or whatever. So then so that they wouldn't, be able to come to me. I just said, Dom, I know you're going to get back together. I'm not getting in the middle. I just said, all I kept saying was there never should be fighting in the car. That's all I said. You don't fight in the car. Okay. And I didn't even in detail read her bullshit and her rants because I don't really give a shit what she had to say at that point.
Okay. So just to clarify, me looking into the possibility that there was a potentially suicide involved on her behalf, not just recklessness, is based on the presumption that there was something more sinister than an OVI. And I kind of got that from you. I consider you to be more reliable than the average, given your profession and the fact that you kind of are experienced within the legal system. So when you tell me, hey, this is not just an OVI, I'm going to give it some more thought. So I was hoping that some of the friends would say, hey, yeah, you know what? Dom did in private text me, that, hey, she's crazy, she tried to do this, and maybe Blair just doesn't want to
That's
talk.
not a real, you have to understand, he doesn't do a lot of social media, he doesn't do a lot of texting, even him and I, it's more on the phone, we can pick up the phone and talk. So he would not be texting friends that. I do know, which again would be hearsay, Blair said that she has driven crazy before, he never liked her driving. I asked him if you had gotten into that.
I asked him, he
Maybe
said
he
once.
misunderstood. Well, I don't know that Dom drove a lot. Dom was a very safe, slow driver. I mean, so not that he hasn't gotten a speeding ticket here and there on the highway. I'm not saying that, but after my surgery, it was a lot easier for me to drive with him than my other son. Just because I was in so much pain, and he was just really more like an old man driving. And Angelo, so, and not anything against Ange, but that's just, he's more jerky of a driver, you know, than Dom was. It could be the vehicle too, but.
When I asked those questions to Blair, first of all, Blair was very off. Clearly, you know, his mom with the attorney were, you know, we had an interview at the attorney's house, which is a bit unusual. But, you know, I asked him if he was a passenger ever with Mackenzie driving. He said once. I'm like, you know, I kind of found that hard to believe that you've only driven once. And I asked him if he had any concerns about his safety because, again, other people have said, or through the rumor mill, we got the whole idea that she's a reckless driver. Some kids didn't feel safe with her, including her best friend, Rosie, who her dad wouldn't let us, you know, talk to her. She wouldn't talk to us. Landon Turner wouldn't talk to us. All these people who were at the party that night, with the exception of Paul Burlinghouse, nobody else is talking. And all of them kind of either involved their parents and or lawyers. And so we're kind of, at this point, the prosecutor, I did let Tim know, and Tim took their names, and chances are they're going to be subpoenaed for a grand jury. Mm-hmm. And so are they going to talk? Yeah, eventually they're going to talk, maybe not to me, but they're going to have some questions to Tim. And we're relaying all that information.
We're juveniles. Are these juveniles?
No, they're 18 now.
Okay,
yes, they're off to college. So Rosie's in OU.
It seemed like Mackenzie was one of the younger friends in that group, and she turned, like 3 days after the accident. So I think everybody else had turned just before her.
Right. So, you know, I'm not going to lie to you. They're you know, the parents are also, some of the parents don't want to get in the middle of this, but I think these kids who are at the Burling house that night have important information to tell us.
Yeah, none of them are, and you have to realize Dom and Davion went because of Kenzie.
Right.
I mean, Davion might have known the people because he just graduated, but.
We know Kenzie and Rosie planned that night because Rosie and Burlinghouse are like best friends.
Okay.
So they were there on behalf of
Right. So
I mean, Dom was tagging along.
Right, yeah, exactly.
And Dom was tagging along. So we are, you know, we did ask those questions, and again, nobody's willing to talk. It's all hearsay. Hey, so-and-so says, you know, Kenzie is a bad driver. We never want to be in the car with her. But nobody, came up and said 1, 2, 3. We had 4 or 5 people who came in voluntarily, gave statements, and they were good statements. But the people we wanted to talk to, they kind of put up those roadblocks. So I noticed that there were some text exchanges between you and Mackenzie. And a lot of times, you know, at some point there was some I love you exchanges, you know, so maybe she felt comfortable. But can you tell me what the relationship was like between Dom and Kenzie?
Well, Dom was kind of more private with me regarding their arguments, but my son Angelo said that she would threaten him all the time.
How old is Angelo now?
23 or 24.
Okay. And Chris is 26?
6, yeah. And how this all came up, so you know the background. I didn't like.
What's happening? Oh, they must have redacted this part. Huh. Convenient. Or wait. Can you guys hear it? Yeah, I think they redacted this part. So it's not your.
I didn't even say that all Dom's problems were because of her and being upset. And
It's extra sus. She said, you know how this all started, and now it's all redacted. Of course. Oh, while this is redacted, Ride or Die, I was just typing to you in the text, I think this morning, she says her mom's car is a 2022.
you know what I mean? And I just
That made it easier to like her because you didn't
and she
feel
was always
that.
right, and she came over for holidays, and they'd include me and things like that, and I just figured maybe she just needs to grow up. She's young. I mean, do you know what I'm saying? You don't think that it's going to come to this.
What were your vibes, your motherly instincts? What did you feel around Kenzie, especially in the presence of Dominic? Was she genuine or,
She was everything that you can help by her. Everything's all about her, if you notice. Prom pictures. Every single time we try to get a picture, she's all over my son, so I can't even get one without her in it.
Yeah.
He catered to her. She claimed she had a gluten-free problem or something, and I would make dinner, and I would be questioned on, was the stuff okay for her diet because her stomach, and if I didn't have everything that would have complied with her stomach diet, whatever it was, I never believed it, he would cook for her separate, always. And she's a slob. She never cleaned. Her mother's house is a slob. My house isn't the greatest either, but I'm just saying, it's just, if Dom's gonna cook for you, do the dishes. Clean up after yourself. Do you know what I mean? That sort of a thing. But everything was always about her. I mean, like I said, even with her parents. I want you to know that her aunt works for Doug, Mill. I have to ask David. I'm not sure exactly what the lawyer's name is. It's a Lorain County lawyer, but she's the one that set up the GoFundMe.
She works for that. Okay.
Yes, so Mom Mackenzie was in the hospital. They were already making up stories.
right?
Okay, as to what happened. But the deer, the epilepsy, the seizure, down to a bunch of other stuff. I had not breathed a word about the mushroom story, not a word to anybody. But I had already heard, those had to be Dom's because she was a juvenile, and she was holding his drugs because she was a juvenile. If anybody knows Dom would take a hit before he would put somebody else in harm's way. So this is all that's been fabricated. Per Tim's request, and I feel bad, really the girl forever. I mean, I can't imagine what she's feeling like, whether she did it on purpose. As she claims she knows nothing, she remembers nothing, and she did say,
You've kept in contact with her since?
yes, she did say something that was pretty damning the other day.
Have you seen her in person or just?
I've just seen her twice at the cemetery.
Twice at the cemetery. How does she get there? Can she drive?
Her mother takes her in the,
Is she in a wheelchair still?
yeah, she can only put weight on her left leg,
Okay.
and then she's supposed to start some physical therapy.
Okay.
And then I've also kept in touch because she's dangling photos, she's dangling videos, where she just pieces one or two out instead of saying, I think you'd enjoyed it. Like, we were at the cemetery and we had this bee problem between the two of us. I still have the bee problem. The bee people are coming today. But Dom had called me about the bees, and I don't know what she was recording, but it's all his voice, at least because it has his voice. And so she finally sends me that one. But it's like, she's just
Emotions.
yeah.
So where was she living the last few months?
Oh, that was it. That was the whole conversation. Can find it. So she had been begging me to come over to the house because we live between the two houses. Because with Christopher's mental illness, Dom couldn't.
What did you say about Chris?
Christopher's his mental illness.
What's he got have going on?
He has he's been in and out of Oakview. He's got he imagines stuff like he called the police the one day claiming Don had threatened him, and we're all sitting there and the police are like,
And I don't want to get away
Get off
from
track.
what you're talking about, but I did see, I want to touch on, there was some text about Dom was having a rough relationship.
Yeah, that's why Dom started sleeping a lot next door, even
Okay.
though he still maintained his room and lived with me. But because of that, like I said, Chris called the police on him several times. I'm sure you've got a record of it, claiming this and that. Now,
Okay.
the one day I was in the hospital, Dom was just outside, wanted to get back in to eat breakfast in the house. I have a broken window still from it. Christopher had locked him out and called the police and said Dom was outside me, which wasn't true. Then I'm there, I'm out of the hospital now. Chris calls again and says Dom threatened him. I'm sitting right there, and I'm like, whatever. Cops come, 4 deep or whatever. They talk to Chris. They eventually take him to Oakview because they had realized that he wasn't processing what was really happening.
Yeah, meds.
Yeah.
So let's get back to Kenzie.
So why I'm saying all this was because she's begging me to go over there into that house and set up his business and his studio and the things that he was doing, whatever with his job. And I said I'm not touching that stuff. I don't know why she wants to, but then she wanted to take some of his clothes, and I found out she had a bag of his clothes at her house, and then she says to me, well, I don't understand, why I couldn't go in there where I've been staying for the last 4 months or something, which gave you the living on the own thing, okay? Now, mind you, mother, I check and see when the car comes home. I check and see who's there.
And we
The
see
night
that,
of the
yeah.
incidents, I had assumed he was home, his car was there. They rarely would take Kenzie's car. Now, they did take it to Florida because she has the better gas mileage or whatever. The two of them went together with the mother, with her mom.
So when they drove to Florida, her mom was with them?
Yeah, they traveled together. Yeah, in 2 separate cars though.
Yeah.
So they had 2 vehicles, so the mom could take the daughter and do different things.
Gotcha.
At Universal, but they piggybacked together.
Gotcha.
So, because I was nervous about that, I said, oh, geez, you know what I mean? They had planned this. I just got out of the hospital. This was like right around Easter. But then my ex and Angela went, so they met them down there too. So I had a little bit sense okay and in touch, and then they came home. But she says that I've been staying there or living there for the last so many months. I have it in a text message since I don't know if your subpoena keeps going through and to back up after that.
Gotcha. So you can confirm that she has stayed, even as a juvenile at the time, she has been staying.
And the point of all of that is the fact that the mom never said, the kids home, she never checked in with me ever. The only time they would ever come over would be once in a blue moon to drop something off or to take pictures for some event. Do you know what I'm saying? But Kenzie, Dom took her to Polaris. Dom made sure she made it to school. Mom didn't do any of that, okay? So it was all Dom, other than her, obviously, if she could walk to the high school.
How long have they been together?
They said 4 years. I don't, I didn't know that it was quite that long, but that's what he said, and that's what he told Angela, that he didn't want to, they felt that it had been 4 years.
When did you notice her coming around? Give or take.
Oh, it's been a few years.
It's been a few
Yeah, it
years,
didn't
okay.
just happen, but
Okay.
I'm just saying, I don't know, like maybe when they first started dating, they were really young, then Dom wasn't probably driving even, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So I didn't see much of her.
Dom ever talk about her driving or her, ever, mention anything to you about, I don't feel safe getting in a car with this girl or anything of that sort?
Like I said, he has stated that she's crazy, that he was concerned about her driving, and clearly that was mentioned before. And I don't know exact language because I didn't remember that I would have to remember, was the day on the highway the week before, which was, I'll never, and you said, how do you remember? Well, I know. I had testing the next day. I was sick. It was raining. I remember everything about it because I had to go to the hospital the next morning. So nobody can say, oh, you just don't remember that day. No, I do. I remember it clear as a bell.
And
And then she sent her dad over to get her purse out of the house and blah, 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 And which I just said, let's just stay till the end. This is just stupid.
Did they fight a lot?
According to my son Angelo, yes, they were fighting quite a bit.
Would you mind us talking to Angelo?
Would he be one of?
I actually, if you didn't make it, I mean, he's sort of lately been having a tough time getting up in the morning. Just, I think it started, he was really strong for me through all of this. But if you could make it a little bit later in the day, I
we could bring that to you. We're still going through her phone. So the search warrant we got through her phone, there's 80 gigabytes of data. Between them had 31,000 text messages or exchanges, which is, I mean, that's an astronomical number. That's why it's taking us forever to get to these interviews.
Yeah, she's more of a texter than Dom is. Right. Like I said, me and Dom rarely text. I might say I love you or whatever, but he would, he usually would call.
You know,
and that was more his style, you know, than.
One thing that came up with when I talked to Blair was the goodbye messages and the phone call from Dom the wee hours of the morning of the crash. He said Dom FaceTimed with him or called, but Blair was asleep, so he missed the call. And he's pretty torn over this because he's like, I wish I was awake to know what he wanted, because that's that mystery that he'll never know. And so he said, according to him, that Dom sent like I love you type messages to family members.
No, I think that, I don't know about that. The only thing I do know is he texted Dad, love you, Dad, or whatever.
Is that unusual?
No, I don't think that it was anything unusual for him. I don't know. Him and his dad have had a rocky relationship their whole life. Do you know what I mean? So who knows? Maybe the kid had a freaking premonition and felt guilty because they did. Dom was young when I got divorced, and you know, his dad made some of the visitation difficult for them, and with him being young, it was
harder on him than the other two.
Have you been able to talk to his dad since the crash?
I
He called me last week. I don't know if he told you that.
He was going to call you.
He wanted to know the status, why we're still investigating, why this is not on, you know.
Well, yeah, and I don't trust him, and we've told him we don't trust him because he sat there and he's doing some voodoo. I called him hysterical.
Right.
The night that happened, I was in tears. I just didn't want to forget what had happened. I was so upset. And they claim that, that Dom from Beyond is and doesn't stop.
So you talked to Husni?
Well, he called, after Davion's funeral, Husni introduced me to the parents of the wake, and then I had snuck, I couldn't deal with anybody, so I went late to the church, but I felt I wanted to pay the kid respect. And I left before they did their procession, so I just to be there for the mass, and he had called complaining about talking shit, basically, about things that he was disappointed in. And not facetious, and I would want the mom or the parents to know. But, him and I had a few criticisms about the way that the funeral was handled and them being gone and things like that. I don't know if he just used me as a sounding board, because he was very close with them. But he just started with blah, blah, blah. And then he went on to say, you better not let this go, that I know that this is, she did this on, basically, I don't want to replace the kids.
And it's okay, because we talked to Husni
and Tyler Croy.
Yeah, and he was just very angry and just said that, you better not let that. I said, I'm not going to let this go. I said, it's in the police. I said, well, even if I said, oh, it's fine. I said, it's still a crime. So I got 2 dead kids, So, but he just vented for a little bit, and I hadn't talked to him, much after that. But, and I did hear a little bit, like, from some of the other kids that, he maybe exaggerates a little bit, the way, he doesn't know everything like he claims he knows, blah, blah, blah. But don't get wrapped up in what the kid tells you, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because I thought it was odd too that he would call and criticize about the funeral, right, and the things, and then not coming back, and the neighbor being all pissed off.
So, are there any rumors that you would want us to confirm or dispel for you? Anything? Because
the big thing was that mushroom thing, okay, which the
mushroom was found on her person.
But I know
it's on body
I have not said a word. I was told that. I mean, nothing you guys have said has left my brain, okay?
The mushrooms were tested. They came back. It's an F2 given the quantity. It was above the bulk amount. It was on her person. Yes.
See, because I asked him about a mushroom case in freaking years.
Listen, I've spent the last 4 years in the DEA task force. This is the second time in 4 years I've seen mushrooms.
It's a large quantity. And the medics were the ones who searched her when they strapped her to the gurney before they life flight. It wasn't even Berea. It wasn't even Strongsville. Right. So it's all on the body cam of the officer. The medic reaches in, grabs it, gives it to the officer. So, I mean, you're not able to put it on down.
I'm telling you, that was the big thing. And I was like, well, that's not his character. And why in the hell, if they're driving home sober at 6 in the morning or 5 in the morning or whatever time it was, would that be there? Like, I still don't know whose backpack's in the car. I don't know what happened to his necklace.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't even know. I know I called you guys one night hysterical. I don't know who I talked to, but I just didn't know what happened to his clothes. I didn't know.
Wow.
So the car is in our possession. It's secured in one of our bays because it's at this point. Everything else that we were able to collect from the car that we were able to get is in property. Everything. The only things that I released were, the necklace that I found out, a couple of things, and everything was with the prosecutor's approval. I wasn't going to.
Well, I don't know. Tim wasn't thrilled. He wanted you to just keep her phone. He goes, but we can't keep her phone forever. Right. I said, well, how can you? I mean, what are you going to do?
And that was a good move on Zaki's part. A good deal because
we had to make a deal with the devil. And you're a defense lawyer. You're an excellent lawyer. You know how this goes. At this point, we served the search warrant. That seizure of the phone becomes unreasonable. What am I holding on to the phone for? We gave her the phone back in exchange for the code. Had we not gotten that code, that phone possibly could have had to go to Israel, to the lab, to Cellbrite, to crack into it. Again, or the feds or something. It would have been very difficult. Apple doesn't make things easy for police to get into. That's
I know. I have an phone that I can't get into either.
And number two, as you might already know, I wanted to give her a rope and let that go on the record. I wanted to give her the phone back, see what she's going to do with it. And she did. I mean, she was making modeling, talking to this modeling company from the hospital about her future plans with no regard to the fact that she took 2 innocent lives. At least contributed to the loss of life. So it was a strategic decision that I made that I will.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying it.
And I
just wanted to make a joke about it.
No, and again, Tim and I talked, and I said, listen, sometimes you kind of have to, her mom called over 10, 15 times. You're wanting the phone back. And so once we served the search warrant and we had the,
you needed ahead of what you needed.
We got all that.
I gotcha.
So that takes me to the next, to the Dom's phone. I know you asked Jason for Dom's phone. I do have Dom's phone, and what I was going to say is, a lot of the friends were not cooperative with us, and I'm wondering if there is anything on Dom's phone. We looked through Davion's phone. We asked the parents, and granted, the parents had no standing in his case, but I know with Dom's phone, it's registered to a law firm, so you do have standing. Whether or not you would consent to letting us look.
Yeah, I just can't, and I can't because I have so many confidential communications, even with my son and other people that he would call me or and talk about, but he's not friends with any of those people.
And we, all we got from at least Blair and from talking to him is that there were those phone calls, or at least attempts to make calls, the morning of the crash. So in particular, we're not looking to
Well, I can
tarnish.
go on my Verizon and print off his call log. I have absolutely no problem doing
I am
that.
interested.
Can you get text messages through my Verizon?
I will find out.
From the night of the
I
30th.
know, like in Medina, because they're always really more so than Cuyahoga, just they're freaks about phones and all that stuff. And we will get printouts. They're harder to go through because it's not bubbles like we like to see on the thing, but it'll show the number and it'll show the statement.
Sure.
So, but that's one of the things, like, I got kids right now, I can't, that are his friends. Yeah.
My main concern is, like I said, we're not looking to, tarnish his name.
I don't, the kid didn't do anything. I mean, I don't.
All we want to know is those calls were.
Else that went through.
Did he vent that night to somebody? Maybe did he take a picture of her sleeping at the house? Did he, anything that
I think
shed some light on what happened?
I don't know that I can do anything with it, and I'll frankly tell you why the phone's so important. Not only did we have, he started that business. He had his college fund that he was using money to make multiple investments, and I've asked, which I don't do a whole lot of probate, but Loretta, my lawyer, I said, how am I gonna, like some of them will say, take a text message to verify your identity. So anything, like he has a laptop, but his cryptocurrency, all that shit's gonna be on there. I don't know, because you said it was smashed. I don't know if I wanna go to Verizon and say, hey, can we at least transfer it? So I could try to find out where it's not. Right now, even my son said, we could be getting killed in the stock market. We don't even have his stocks. We did put one in my name that we did together because he was too young for them to establish it, but the rest of the accounts he established.
Okay.
I know where the bank's at, that's not an issue, but I don't know about these stock accounts. And because this freaking paper was shit, nothing comes to the house. I get the bank statement to the house, but I was with him and told the bank, just do a paper copy, because everything's with this wireless shit. I have nothing to even go on.
Yeah. What kind of business was Dom running?
He did, he was making music. He set up a studio, and then people would come and pay him, and he would help them
In the
with
house
studio
next door.
time.
Sound.
That's where he connected, and he made his own songs, and that was how he was making his money. Plus, like I said, I didn't hand over all his money. Just so you know, I mean, he would say, "Give me $10,000. I'm going to put it in this stock," or so I would order the checks out of it. It was a uniform gift to minors up to 21. So, but I don't know. Like I said, even the one that me and him had together, I think, going, I don't get statements on that either. So even Angela says I could be trading a stock or buying and selling. We can't do nothing.
Okay.
That only mine.
Yeah.
It's in my name. He could have with my permission. I can't do nothing with Dom's. I just got to turn it over to Loretta to see if we can get that money back.
I will contact him once we're done here and let him know, because like I said, since the Mackenzie's phone, I run everything by him. Hey, you good with us releasing?
That's fine. I mean, I don't know.
We haven't looked into it though.
I don't know if it's even possible. I don't know. If that's the case, then the only thing I can hope is Verizon tells me you can pull it from the cloud. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of stuff, so I may be able to do that. I know I can definitely get all the call logs.
That's,
I get it now.
the calls
I can
text
go from there.
Right. And that's, like I said,
Like I said, he's more of a caller than a texter. And that was just, I think the only reason he texted his dad late was because it was late.
okay. Like I said, based on that conversation with Blair, it just seemed, even by his own admission, it's just unusual. And, calling Blair late at night, like maybe he did have a feeling, or maybe there was something.
I made the comment the week before. We all went to dinner with my mom. And I said, why didn't we take a picture? And Ange goes, yeah, we didn't take a picture of all of us at dinner. yeah, that bitch will never happen again. Not thinking my son,
Mhm.
but you know what I'm saying? That definitely was what the Lord was putting in my brain. I was thinking my mom or my stepdad would have passed. Do you know what I mean? They
Right.
just turned 8. You know what I'm saying? Not the opposite. So I don't know that,
If-
but I was clueless, obviously.
If this goes to trial, as you might expect, through discovery, that her defense lawyer, Jim McDowell?
Oh, that's what she hired?
Yeah.
Yeah,
McDonald or
third one
McDowell?
now, so it's changed a couple times, but I think it's
She had Brad Koff from Columbus who referred her to Stephen McGowan, and all of a sudden,
Steve
Jim.
McGowan, I love Steve McGowan. He's
been around forever.
He doesn't.
Yeah.
He won't work the case. It's kind of like Stu Libby. They don't watch videos. They don't listen to recordings.
No, it's too much for him.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Which is just, it's.
Jim is now representing her. So all these sets.
So I'm wondering if the aunt, because I think it was Doug Will, some lawyer from Lorraine, I was told that, and so he just couldn't do it. Maybe he's not.
I do not know, but there were some text exchanges between you and Mackenzie where she talks about Dom's mental health. And I know this is something that potentially could come up, so I just have to ask.
Mhm.
Dom suffered from depression?
Mhm.
No? Any mental issues that, they...
No, and in fact, when they were, my ex family was going to try to kill Christopher at the house, and he intervened, got charged, which he shouldn't have because he was a victim. They came with guns and everything strapped to kill Christopher. We had to take a mental health exam for the court, and that was turned into Breda Court. I do have a copy of it. He had to take a mental health and drug exam. And I don't remember what the mental health part of it, but I remember the drugs and reading because the drug and alcohol that he had tried.
Okay, sorry. I have to rewind it. Who tried to kill Christopher? I think she said her side of the family came strapped and tried to kill Christopher. Did anyone catch that? We can rewind it. Wait. I want to read the story, but oh, post that link. I just found something that said Dom's a Virgo. Did they give Mackenzie a phone? Wait, I think I'm further behind. Did anyone catch who just tried? Where are subtitles? Okay, I don't know if anyone caught that. Yeah, wait, I'm listening. All this, okay. Oh, flowers. Oh, you know what else keeps coming up? King Road and Queen Road in Idaho. That's a really good. I have a master spreadsheet of all of the patterns. Okay, wait. I feel like either I'm way behind on the chat. Something I just missed something. All right. And our guy, what's his name? Glover just said he's worked DEA for 4 years. All right, I'm gonna rewind this. I'm sorry. If you're in
family was going to try to kill Christopher at the house.
Okay, wait. Is it her family?
So I'm wondering if the aunt, because I think it was Doug Will, some lawyer from Lorraine, I was told that, and so he just couldn't do it. Maybe he's not.
I do not know, but there were some text exchanges between you and Mackenzie where she talks about Dom's mental health. And I know this is something that potentially could come up, so I just have to ask.
Mm-hmm.
Dom suffered from depression?
Mm-hmm.
No? Any mental issues that, they...
No, and in fact, when they were, my ex family was going to try to kill Christopher at the house, and he intervened,
She said my ex's family was going to kill Christopher at the house and Dom intervened. Don't worry. I'm going to get the transcript for this as soon as it's done uploading. Well, yeah.
Got charged, which he shouldn't have because he was a victim. They were all.
Oh, and Christopher got charged and he shouldn't have because he was a victim. I saw a comment that Christine got charged with possession. The president of the Bar Association has never even taken the bar exam, so I'm very loosely judgy on this. But like, I thought if you were charged with drugs or felonies or something, then you lose your bar license or your law license. I don't know. Okay.
They came with guns and everything strapped to kill Christopher. We had to take a mental health exam for the court, and that was turned into Brea Court. I do have a copy of it. He had to take a mental health and drug exam. And I don't remember what the mental health part of it, but I remember the drugs and reading because the drug and alcohol that he had tried it. He had reported that he had tried alcohol a couple times at some parties. And mind you, this was done a year ago. Okay,
Right.
Just it wasn't done yesterday. Okay,
Right.
Yeah, and the only other issue was he had the medical marijuana card, and they did not find that was a drug issue because he was using
He
it.
did have a medical marijuana card. Did he, what did he get that for?
Well, he had an injury in basketball for his ankle. And again, I wasn't with the doctor that prescribed it, but he experienced a lot of pain. We were seeing an ankle specialist over at Southwest. Then he wanted him to go for MRIs. The showing said he's too young or something. It's so stupid. I don't know. But he had an ankle. He always wore an ankle brace quite a bit. And I have a lot of like tendon issues. I had a lot of braces that I was giving him. So he experienced from basketball a lot of pain at the ankle and stuff that helped with.
In December 2020, December 28, Mackenzie texted you saying Dom is saying he wants to hurt himself. And she goes on to say, come over and help. And then you reply by saying he's all right, and in a brat mode, hit his head on the wall.
What did I say?
You said
In a brat
he's all right, and in brat mode, hit his head on the wall. I don't know if you
Basically, he was just angry because he hit his head, but there was a couple times.
Oh, no, he was angry because he hit his head. I remember that. Yeah,
So
he hit his head, so he got mad.
So no indication that he wanted to hurt himself.
No.
Okay.
No, I'd have to ask Angelo, but I think any death threats usually came from her.
Okay.
Or, I'll kill myself if you break up with me, or I'm gonna do this if you break up with me. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In January 2021, Kenzie texted you saying about herself, I was feeling all weird and having lot of anxiety from withdrawal. You know what she's withdrawing from? Did you know she has a drug dependence issue?
Oh,
This was sent to you, to your phone. Do you know what she's talking
I
about?
just wanted to leave my phone. Was begging him to get me, and he didn't get me. The only thing I can think, withdrawal, but that would be a withdrawal symptom.
Wait, she was just whispering something. Oh, I can't wait to have a captain. Okay, wait. She just whispered something that seemed important.
Texted you saying about herself. I was feeling all weird and having lot of anxiety from withdrawal. You know what she's withdrawing from? Did you know she has a drug dependence issue?
Oh,
This was sent to you, to your phone. Do you know what she's talking
I
about?
just wanted to leave my phone. Was begging him to get me, and he didn't get me. The only thing I can think, withdrawal, but that would be a withdrawal symptom. God, I'd really have to go back and read them all. At one point with the stomach thing, okay, they had thought she had some I don't know the name of the disease, something that had to do with marijuana, but marijuana doesn't cause withdrawal symptoms. But she was supposedly couldn't smoke marijuana because they were thinking that that was part of this issue. It's some condition that you develop from smoking marijuana. Don't ask me. I don't know,
Okay.
unless it's stated in that.
Did you know her to smoke marijuana?
I never seen her do it, but now that she admitted to me at the cemetery that she hasn't smoked since she got out of the hospital. And I had known about the condition, she wasn't smoking, but I'm sure she was back smoking again because she just brought it up to me.
Yeah.
Not like she sat there and smoked in front of me or anything,
Right.
you know?
But to just bring it up out of nowhere.
Yeah, I don't, but well, that's because when she was getting sick with the stomach thing, this is how a lot of this started, was with her stomach, but it was, I know that she had to, one of the things was, and I don't know what the condition is, I may be able to ask Angelo, but it was something where they said that the doctor told her she couldn't smoke marijuana anymore, and it didn't. I don't know if that really turned out, I think that whole issue ended too, with that. And which eventually led to the stupid gluten-free thing
Okay.
that was going on. But I mean, why would she, maybe withdrawal? I mean, you don't withdraw from marijuana.
Okay.
I don't think that she used any other drugs. I don't, I was kind of shocked about the whole mushroom thing. I mean, like I said, they don't smoke pot, but who cares? Do you know what I'm saying? Most of them got med cards for different reasons. Do you know what I'm saying? But I don't know that. I highly doubt it. That would be a term that you'd use for like heroin or something.
Right.
Maybe in her mind she was withdrawing.
And that's why it caught our
Right.
attention.
Yeah.
Because it's not something you normally see
No.
with.
Right.
Yeah.
And so the last one, that's the one text that kind of stood out from the week before the crash on July 17th, where she texted you saying to come get Dom. He grabbed the steering wheel on the highway, trying to spin out my car and hurt me. And she kind of played it off to where
No, she don't. She totally did what she always did. Everything was always Dom's fault. She
I'm
always
scared
twisted it around.
because of driving in the rain. If he doesn't get out of my car, I'm calling my dad. And then you said Hench is on the way. Who's Hench?
That's Christopher Martin. That's his nickname. He's the fellow that went and picked up Dom.
Okay. And did Chris say anything about what transpired? Did he tell you like, oh, hey, Christine? when I
No,
picked him
that day
up-
he called me and said that, Mom, and this calm of a voice. I mean, like I said, we talk more than we text. Mom, you need to come get me. Kenzie's being crazy. She's threatening to crash the car on the highway. Okay, are you pulled over? Yes. Where at on the highway? Okay, I'm laying on the couch. Which I was glad because I had Christopher, not my son Christopher, Hench, on his way
Mhm.
to get him while I stayed on the phone with Dom. So I knew that he was there and she didn't do anything. And then after, that's when she just started ranting. I didn't pay attention to her.
Mhm.
Ranting and started blaming him for everything. It's like, whatever. Do you know what I mean? I said, I don't really care. Just don't fight in the car. And it seems that she did that because he had like little tiny stupid fender bender things with her in the car. Just like nothing, no damage, anything. But, Kenzie had me hit the mailbox because she was fighting with him in the car, and Andrew could probably tell you more details, but I don't know if she grabbed the steering wheel. It was my own mailbox. It wasn't a crime. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there has been, since she started driving, more of the issue of her. But again, everything's always Dom's fault.
Right.
Right.
We can kind of see it from the text where there's a lot of
she
that
just-
blame,
exactly.
shifting blame.
Yeah.
So, did you know where they were going that morning? Did you have any idea? Did Dom say anything the night before, like, hey, we're going to be at this party and then we're going there?
Yeah.
Where were they
I
going?
was making, he said that they had a couple of graduation parties
Mhm.
to go to. And I had said that, that I was making some dip and some other things or whatever. And Blair had come over and I said, okay, this stuff's getting done or whatever. And his impression was, I know he texted me, all right, at one point I had talked to them. He didn't think they were going to be gone. Then I texted him and had said, something like, this dip's done or whatever. And he said, okay, well, we shouldn't be long, or we'll be back in a little bit or whatever. And then that was it. Blair said that Don really didn't want to go to these parties. That's what I was told, that he did it for Kenzie. Wasn't friends with the people, wasn't thrilled about going.
We know the first party they went to was in Parma. It wasn't even a Strongsville.
I heard that there was no parents at a Lakewood house too. That was another party that did too. So he tell you about that? This is where I'm getting a lot of my information.
And based on what we were able to track back to almost 8 p.m. and there was no indication they were in Lakewood. They were in Parma Heights area. We even have the LPR because we ran the license plate for the Toyota and saw what time they were where. So we knew they went to Parma, and after that, they ended up on Brushwood, and that's where they spent the 6-7 hours.
And that's the one that's behind Whitney.
Yes. You know, Brushwood has 2 entrances. They don't connect, but they were off of Whitney. So we kind of know that for a fact, and they left there about 5:30.
Yeah, he just, again, and again, everybody's told me don't live and die by what Houston has to say because he doesn't know everything, but he had thought that there was, he was the one that alerted me that there weren't parents supervising these parties.
I think a lot of what's going on with him is grief. So and you correct me if I'm wrong, because I talked to him and Dom were pretty close. So I think a lot of him, I don't want to say conspiracy theory, but his digging and his own investigating, I think he's getting some of this information. So yeah, don't put too much into, because between the grief and the anger at Mackenzie and him doing his own digging and talking to people and that, I think people are staring at some.
And what's weird too is I had heard, and I probably confused me, I don't want to just say it's put it all on this kid, but before I had heard the mushroom story, I had heard that all these people at this party were like tripping or whatever. But I didn't hear that mushrooms. When I think of tripping, I think of acid. I don't know if that still goes around these days like it used to in the 70s or 80s, whenever it was. But I haven't been in an acid case in a long time either. So, but I just, like I said, none of them were big drinkers. I didn't really see them ever.
We know.
You know what I mean? It just none of the 3 of them even. Now, did I ever go to a party with Kenzie? No, I never did. But I've seen her quite a bit. I've never seen her screwed up on anything. I've never seen my son screwed up on anything. Dave Young, I didn't know very long, but he was kind of the same way. I mean, like I said, they were always doing something. If they're not making music, they were working on the car. They were, you know what I mean? It wasn't.
Did they ever fight or argue in front of you? Mackenzie and Dom?
No, of course not.
No,
because then I could be a witness to what she's claiming.
So Angelo would probably be able to.
Because then Dom would vet more.
Were Angelo and Dom close?
Yes, very close.
What's a good phone number for Angelo? And if you don't mind, would you be kind enough to let him know that probably next week sometime we're going to give him a call and try to set something up?
Yeah. All right, Angelo.
Okay.
And like I said, he could probably, probably just, give you more of the gripes. I don't think that, if there was a situation where I was around, Dom would come to me and say, Kenzie's doing this and Kenzie's doing that. And he just probably, more so than not referred her as being crazy. Crazy. Do you know what I'm saying? But again, she's a young girl. I wish I would have just read more into it. Do you know what I'm saying? I never would have dreamed in a million years. Do you know what I'm saying? That I would be having to worry about this.
Right.
When the police came, I said, they don't even drink, really. You know what I mean? Like, I did it. Now, like I said, and then, my concern is I don't know if or when, because of the way those text screens come out, if or when she would have ingested anything. I still don't think, even if she was high on those mushrooms, that's would have been the case.
And
I just don't. I mean, from what I know, what I've read about, I mean, like I said, yes, maybe on acid, that's something more bad, but you don't really hear, I mean, people are, when you interview clients and talk to them about it and you study it, it's more of a, well, I did read about it the other day too, I forgot, but more of you, like a happier type of a situation. It's supposed to make you more giggly or whatever. I forget the description. You know what I mean? So,
what's making this a bit difficult, at least for the two of us, is just looking at the driving on Progress. Progress Drive is not a straight line, and so the medical theory. I mean, we're eliminating theories at this point. We put, what could a defense lawyer come after us for? So, mechanical, medical, OVI, or other to include suicide. And I can tell you, I'm substantially certain that mechanical is out. And the forensic mechanic, we had the EDR report. Judge John Russo saw when he signed the search warrants, and he signed 10 out of the 11 search warrants for us. I mean, he looked into some of the data from the car. Something was up. And so that's...
what would the other defense be? I mean,
the other defense would be the OVI, like she was so impaired that she hadn't... But then again, if we know that Davion was awake because he sent a text at 5:30. He commented on a picture that was sent to him from a friend, and he's like, "Oh, this is cool," or something like that. So we knew he was up. No indication from him that there was something going on. And as they make the turn, you can see on video that there's like somebody had a screen up, likely Dom, that the phone was on or something.
Yeah, you could see a light.
You can see the light.
Or when they turned from Pearl onto Progress.
But it doesn't explain, and I'm sure, one day it'll come out. It doesn't explain those last 2 seconds.
I mean, you've driven down Prospect, 1,000 times? You lived in Shango forever. So we all know it has those two curves.
Oh, and don't let her tell you that she is unfamiliar with
I eliminated that this morning.
Okay, because I'm gonna tell you, when we went for prom pictures, the guy that was going with us, she kept telling me, "Oh, just cut through on Progress." She knew, and that was the way that I went to the office. I've not driven down that street since July. Yeah. She's at that memoriam all the time. How do you go to the scene where you've just killed 2 people?
She knew Progress. We knew Progress, and we all know. I mean, it's bumpy from the semis. There's curves.
Yeah.
If she was impaired, if she fell asleep, you wouldn't have navigated that. It doesn't make sense.
Not to mention Dom and or Davion moved her, yanked her, did something to, at least offset the impact of the crash.
Right. If she's sitting there driving and she goes like this, someone's going to grab that wheel. They're going to say, "Holy shit, she passed out. She fell asleep. She something."
Your foot wouldn't stay on the gas. You do that fast.
Right.
So, I don't want to...
And it would have stopped once she hit the sign.
That's another issue we have.
But the speed at which this all happened...
She keeps telling me that she wished she would have died. She keeps saying that it should have been me. And now she wants to talk shit. Oh man, I know it's different when people die, but she's got nothing but going around about how perfect and wonderful he was. And then basically saying I'm a piece of shit and he was a great person. I mean, so didn't bring up, oh, he's got mental health issues and all that other shit that she wants to.
Mm-hmm. And the only reason I asked, again, through discovery.
No, I don't care. I've got the exam. Like I said, I mean,
and you're obviously going to get everything we have at the end of this thing.
So
you just have to tell me what you want from me.
We would like
the call log.
The call log and text log from, I'd say, the night off. So that 10 p.m. when we knew they went to Brushwood. From 10 p.m. the night of the 30th until the time of the crash.
Maybe the end of September. I don't know. I wish you would have asked me last month, but they should at least preserve them, I think, for 90 days.
Right. And again, to us, it's just gonna maybe, we can't compel people those who don't want to cooperate, and that's what the prosecutor is going to use his state power for. I'm surprised at how uncooperative kids are in this matter,
Right.
frankly, considering.
She claims she gets threatened all the time. She claims that, nobody, basically the general position in the community is that she did this on purpose. She's texted me, I wouldn't do this on purpose. It's just, and that was when I didn't ever even bring this up. She's volunteered that. She's volunteered a lot of that.
I think she's getting a lot of that from that Usni Croy.
There's a group of kids who are very much upset, and I know because her mom called and she kept saying they're saying mean things. Well, I can't go after everybody.
Get on social media, lady.
I
mean, the mom was in the hospital. The first thing that she said to me when I called, I was hysterical after finding out, and she says, "Oh, are you calling about Facebook?" If I could have punched her and chucked the phone.
We went there, and her biggest concern was what people are posting on the Strongville page, and can we intervene? And that was her biggest concern when we walked in.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm not saying she did it on purpose, but to me, there's just, the pieces are not fitting in. We know the evidence. We've seen the video. We've seen all of it. It just does not add up. And so when I inquire about the suicide theory, there's a reason behind it. And I think in talking to Tim.
So do you mean that Kenzie was trying to kill herself when you talked to Blair? Because Blair made it sound like you were acting like the three of them.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
That he misunderstood.
Blair was, you'll get to listen to the interview. But Blair was just not all there. First of all, I don't know if the way he acted, if he's normally that way. Very, very reserved, very reluctant. He kept asking for specifics. And I said, well, describe the relationship between the two. Well, what do you mean? Well, what were they like in public? Were they lovey? Did they argue? And he's like, well, give me more examples. Like he was very much coached into that interview. And his lawyer, when he said, when I noticed he wanted to say something, like he mentioned the name of a friend, Dom, one of Dom's good friends from Lakewood, Kyle something, Harper. I was like, well, can I get Kyle's information so I can give him a call? Well, his lawyer steps in and, so there was a lot, he was coached. It's obvious. I've done this long enough to know who's coached and who's genuinely trying to help the investigation.
Everyone's circling the cow. They're protecting themselves at this point.
He wasn't even there.
I don't know. I don't know. I know the Shirillas have reached out to some of the kids and including Landon Donovan, who was supposed to be, or Landon Turner, who's supposed to be Davion's best friend. And
he won't talk either.
He's in college. He's playing football. And, I called him once and we set up an interview and boom, it's been 6 or 7 calls that are, and so I told Tim, we got to talk to him. Rosie Graham, we need to talk to her. She was at the party. She, asked, she had some texts going back and forth. So they were there. The people who were at the party needed to answer some questions. Mackenzie's ex-boyfriend.
And what are they worried about? Were they doing drugs or something? They're worried about they're going to incriminate themselves using drugs? Or even drinking? I guess under a big deal, underage consumption. What the hell? You're not going to go to prison for it.
Right. And we're,
And it is clear that it's like Mackenzie's people are the ones closing ranks.
Right.
And Dom's friends are the ones coming in here saying this is not right. This
Dom and Davion's friends are, with the exception of Blair, were fairly open. So, to me, the theory, ultimately it's Tim's theory. It's not mine. My job is to collect data, the evidence or the information and give it to him. And
but this Burlinghouse, what's the parents' name of this kid?
I don't know, but they were in New York the night of the incident.
One of the reasons is I'm wondering if it's the same Burlinghouse. There was a Burlinghouse from Middleburg, a whole family, and there was a bunch of Burlinghouses. There's like Dale and Jim Burlinghouse. I don't recall that family.
I can pull it up, but
I'm just curious because if
they've lived in
there's an
Strongville for
alcohol
years.
issue, it doesn't matter that the Burling houses were have a history of huge.
I can tell you from the first graduation party, there was no alcohol consumption.
Okay.
Like everybody was like, nope, all three of them showed up. They didn't smoke, they didn't drink, they hung out and left. So
Yeah, which like I said, I couldn't see my son. I mean, who knows? Maybe he would, but like I said, he doesn't drink. You're right.
he wasn't driving. So even if he was,
Right. But I'm just saying, I didn't even. That was the first thing. If they want to think about how I acted when the police came with Father Joe, I just said, I'm just shocked that they're not much drinkers. Like, I just assumed there was an OBI accident in the beginning. Do you know what I mean?
and this is, to us, this is what Jason and I are struggling with. And I kind of, I wish I could give you a better answer, but until we look at her blood, it just doesn't look like an OVI crash to me. And so I'm not trying to create a theory from nothing. But the reason I'm asking about the suicide and the mental health is because when we discussed this case with Tim, just OVI by itself doesn't fit.
Right. Well, it doesn't. And I don't think that Dom and Kenzie would make some sort of suicide pact. And if they did, wouldn't have done it with Davion in the car and killed that kid.
And I don't think Dom would have, made that
They had
suicide
reservations
pact.
for her birthday. He had steaks. He had bought.
He wasn't wearing a seatbelt.
He wasn't.
Right. He wasn't wearing a seatbelt. But I can put your mind at ease in that Dom was, at no point did he reach over based on what our officers saw when they got there. So even if somebody tries to say,
He caused this.
Dom caused it, no way.
No.
No way. I mean, we had multiple officers and body cams. No way. Dom.
And I just wished it. Why wouldn't Davion punch her in the head? And that was the thing. That was another thing that I had told Husey. I said, Dom has never ever laid a hand on that little girl. Okay, She has. He'll walk outside. Anything. He does not touch. Okay, and I said, I just wish he would have beaten somebody would have punched her in the head, and I wish Davion would have. Somebody. What the hell are you doing?
And you're right, because I've gone through her phone, like I've just dove into her phone and I've dove into her and Dom. And when they argue, she was more the antagonizer. He was more like, oh, you're breaking up with me? Okay, cool. Deuces. Like he was definitely more laid back and definitely more like, don't talk to me, you're mad at me, and then she'd keep going. And we couldn't figure out if that was the teenage girl in her, like obsessed with the older guy type deal, or if it was literally a mental issue that
her driving, there's video, she records herself driving high speeds, she's constantly TikToking and Snapchatting.
filming herself while driving.
Right.
And at high speeds, which is what Blair told me. That's all Blair had to tell you guys, was that he knows that she would drive fast and reckless. Okay. And I mean, I don't know. My son Ange thinks she's absolutely the devil. He thinks that she's.
I think we're going to make it a point to talk to him next week in the evening someday and just kind of.
It doesn't have to be in the evening. I mean, just give him a chance. 1 or 2 o'clock.
Whenever he wants.
Would you feel more comfortable here or at the house?
I'll ask him. Okay. I mean, if he wants me to come.
We'll give him a call. We are interested in the relationship, really. But I want you to know deep down why we're asking those questions. Is
because you want to put together a solid case. Because my son, Angela thinks she needs to go to prison. He is absolutely positive, says that she needs to go to prison.
Well, and as well, probably better than we do, what we're battling here with the juvenile court versus 3 days later she's an adult.
Well, I'd like to see who we pull, because I'll file an affidavit of prejudice with the Supreme Court, because I practiced in most of those.
It's one of the
I'd rather do some retired judge from Southern Ohio, some Republican judge that would. Not to say, I love our Democratic judges in Cuyahoga, but they're Democratic because that's how they get elected. I mean, do you know what I'm saying? In Cuyahoga,
we get the game.
Depending on the theory that we're able to help put together, the evidence that we're going to put together, if we can force a mandatory bind over as opposed to leaving it up to a judge, that's another thing that we're looking at. So the reason we're looking at all of her social media is to show although she was 17, she's been living like an adult. And that's why I asked you.
I would say absolutely, and I would say that for sure her senior year, because I mean, she was at my house every day.
Did she ever have a job, do you know?
Oh, yes, I do know this, and my friend Loretta looked into this. So she worked at, Pulp
Oh,
at
okay.
the top of the street. She worked at, I think, Taco Bell,
Wasn't it, I think she was
Dunkin'
at
Donuts.
Dunkin', I know she was,
Okay.
yeah.
They fired her at Dunkin' Donuts.
Mhm.
Now, if you talk to her employers, Loretta went in there and got the coffee or whatever and said, oh, I never knew this girl worked here or whatever, because Loretta goes there every day. She said, oh, that girl was horrible. She was nasty to customers. She was rude. She was all these things.
Okay.
And so she may have been putting on a nice facade for all of us and her innocent stuff. But I think it was Taco Bell, McDonald's or Wendy's. She's gotten fired from 4 or 5 jobs.
Mhm.
Okay. And I know for a fact the last one, because Loretta just went there, you could talk to them, that she was horrible. It was either Pulp or Bippity Bob. I don't know. Is that Pulp still there? At the top of the street?
Yeah, right.
They said that she was rude and nasty to customers too. So I know those 2 places for sure. I don't know.
Well, we can
and
from
she
her-
had those
And
jobs when she was like 16.
And I know the Duncan one's right because there's some texts with her and the boss going back and forth. So that one is right on the money. I didn't know about Pulp, and we can look at some of those.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure it's either one of the other fast foods.
Yeah,
Okay, we only got what, McDonald's, Wendy's, or
Right.
Taco Bell. So
Right.
one of those 3, but Pulp for sure. It wasn't Bippity Bob, it was Pulp.
Mhm.
And they got rid of her too, for again, customer issues. And so
Dom seemed to do pretty good by himself. Did he give her money a lot?
I don't know.
There was an argument about when he threatened her with civil court because she bought something. She bought something that Dom gave her money for, but I guess maybe she didn't have permission because it wasn't clear from the
text.
But they kind of went back and forth.
There was after that, he said that she needs to give me the money back, and I don't, again, this is the end of July, I know there was something about
Yeah, July
the birthday
2020.
gift, and I remember them fighting. Okay, he was on his phone trying to order her a purse or something, and he was sitting there and he goes, yeah, she's just gotta look at my phone. She's gotta look at my phone and see everything I'm doing. He goes, I'm just trying to order a damn birthday gift, blah, blah, blah. And she had to look at it and see, and he was all pissed off because he couldn't surprise her with it.
Mhm.
Then the night of that thing, he did bring up the fact that there was money given to her, that he wanted the money back because maybe, and it might have been had to do with not being able to order the purse.
Mm-hmm.
I just said, fine, well then take the money that I was gonna pay for the purse or something like that. Angela may be able to clarify that a little bit more, again.
Was there an issue between Dom and Mackenzie's mom, Natalie? Threats or anything like that?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay. It's clear she says Dom threatened, he bought me this one outfit yesterday, and now he's saying he's going to take me to civil court, and then you told her not to worry about it. He caters to you, I think he just needs something back.
That's why I asked. It seemed like he cared to her a lot.
Right.
Mhm.
They were always
That's what I
going out
said.
to
What do you do?
eat.
Yeah,
They were always-
what do you do for him?
Yeah.
Doing was my thing. Like, he waits on you hand and foot. What are you doing for him? I did start that a lot lately.
Yeah, no, and you actually have a text in there that I know that said, "What have you done for him?"
Mhm.
It goes both ways. So
So
you're right on the money.
We knew he was taking care of her financially too, supporting her, which, just goes along to show. Is there anything you wanted to know about the investigation that maybe we can help shed some light, put your mind at ease? Anything you're curious about?
Oh, I guess not.
We are about a week or 2 out before I think we get the
I
talks.
talked to the ME's office, and I think they said 2 more weeks, and that was a week and a half ago. So
So
10 to 14.
as soon as we get that,
I'm gonna tell you, I wouldn't be worried about Jimmy McDonald. Jimmy McDonald's a nice guy, hopefully. But, is I gonna hear this?
No.
Okay, this isn't gonna be used as evidence.
No.
I don't even know last time the guy's tried a case. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you that. He's Nancy McDonald's brother, and then he would get plea deals, he's a prosecutor.
Wait a second. Sorry to interrupt this, but I just have to say this is the interview that Steve Shirilla talks about on Chris Cuomo. I don't know why I keep talking about it. That Drip Drop released that wasn't in Discovery. Yeah. I mean, it had. Oh, this was a FOIA request, I guess. I don't think Steve knows what he's talking about. Sorry, I just heard her say this isn't going to be in Discovery, right? And they're like, no, we just need to know who are Dom's friends. And that's what Steve says. Actually, he's probably said it a couple of times that there were stuff that they withheld. And Chris Cuomo is like, I've been a lawyer for 30 years. That's not how law works or something. He says something hilarious like that. Okay, sorry.
Just making his money, getting his PRS. I mean, he's not really a go-getter type.
Well, especially in something like this, they're going to be searching for a plea deal. Right?
That's exactly what they're doing.
Well, thank you very much for coming in. We appreciate it.
Okay, sorry. Okay. So the vibe that I get from Christine Russo is someone's going to pay for this. Her baby is dead and someone's going to die. Feels very Sopranos to me. Like they can fight amongst each other, but don't fuck with the family. That's like the vibe I get from her. And yeah, the whole lawyer traveling salesman thing. I mean, look at all of the corruption. There's like no end to it. It's ridiculous. That means like absolutely nothing to me. Plus, someone has to protect the family. And I don't know if that was Ride or Die or Bestie, but I know that's really weird. I do have best friends, and if they were in here, they would be offended. But you rode with me that day, and I have all of this stuff mapped on a US map. It creates a pentagon. It's like a star. And it rides along the 33-degree parallel where like Dallas is and stuff. And then it rides up the 13th degree, which is the first 13 colonies. That's a whole story. I'll explain it all, and I would love to go down that hole. Okay. What is the vibe from Christine? I am getting diehard mom, diehard Italian mom. Just don't fuck with the family. That's what I'm getting from her. And probably some rose-colored sunglasses around Mackenzie. Like not wanting to get in the middle of their fights. But I also want to rewatch that short, that girl on TikTok. I see what she's saying, but that was not the vibe I just got from this. I mean, granted, this is probably really fresh. I have no idea how many days out this was. It sounds really fresh, but I think someone's going to pay for this. I don't think that that's the vibe I get from her. I'm not really getting, I mean, yeah, the black magic thing that someone just brought up earlier, that's 100%. And that's like a Mackenzie thing. But I don't know, maybe the like protecting the family came in later. I'm just not getting that vibe from her from this interview. This right now feels to me like literally like knees are going to get broken and you're going to find bodies at the bottom of a river is the vibe I'm getting. And I just saw a comment that Natalie and Steve are 17 years apart. I did not get that. I didn't know that, I guess. That's wild. This is really wild. The good news is I'm Ride or Die. Are you getting PSYOP still? Just listening to this interview for some reason is like, I'm just getting it. I'm getting like Sopranos vibe. Like someone is going to pay for this. That's the vibe I get from this. I don't know. I'm way behind. I thought I was all caught up on on the comments, but I apparently am not. Okay. I'm going to go. Sorry, guys. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I thought I was all caught up. How does Mackenzie look so different now? Filters, probably. Someone said somewhere that she wanted Kim K. Kardashian to represent her, and she wants to look like Kendall. That was a huge point of contention, actually, in their text messages. Is she posts like all these sexy, well, provocative things, and Dom's like, "You're not Kendall," and Kendall gets paid to do it. Yeah, I feel like it's filters. I don't know though. I mean, unless there's like, they could be injecting stuff in there. I saw those why am I spacing? I saw I'm getting tired. I can tell I'm like spacing, but innovation in prison is like PhD level. I mean, they certainly could be injecting stuff. There's no shortage of any. She could get whatever she wanted, and she has no shortage of money. She certainly could be injecting stuff, like for her lips. I feel like it was just filters, but I don't know. Maybe if someone's been to the big house, not jail, the big house. I can't believe they didn't charge her on a Fed. Well, the feds were going for it. I mean, this kid mentions the DEA. That's not a secret. He mentions it like right in the beginning. I've been with the DEA for 4 years. I'm waiting for Mr. Awesome to say, I've been with blah, blah, blah for 4 years. I feel like he's a Fed too. Just his demeanor and the way he writes his reports is very Fed, in my opinion. I don't know. All right, let's go. Yeah, she probably is getting lip injections. Like, there was a thing, Paul from the sofa read, it sounded like a Joanne Fabrics like exploded on one of her reports. It was like 7 bottles of glitter. I mean, she probably is getting injections. Like, to me, that seems would be really easy to get in there. Who knows? Okay. Yeah, she's probably. All right, next one. The boy wasn't hurting for money. Dominic? No, he wasn't hurting for money, but it wasn't like his mom. I love that she did say that he had a job playing music or something. He wasn't hurting for money, but wait, whose self-awareness can't be fun? He was very careful about his money. She has no lips now. Oh, are we talking about? I don't care about Kinsey. No offense. That's like, I'm getting Steve. Okay. Her family, the last jail call I heard about it, they hadn't retrieved it. And you know what I wanted to know though, when she asked Christine if she could get her bag, did she get that freaking Balenciaga bag that she picked like a week full of fights for? That's the only thing I could think of. Like, why else would you care if you got your... She didn't ask for the hat, but she asked for the bag. I wonder if she finally got that bag. And ride or die, I saw that you put a comment in that she got a key to the house. That doesn't make sense. If she had a key, is she just really ill? I mean, I guess she's young, but like, why would she go to the house and try to try to get inside the house if she had a key? Because if she had a key in April, those were in July that she was breaking stuff. Maybe she forgot it. I don't know. All right. Oh, shoot. I missed the Lego story. Oh, yeah. The vibe is definitely she knows more than she's saying. But I also got heads are about to roll for touching my baby. I just got pissed off Italian mom and like that someone's going to die for this. Like, that's what I'm surprised. That's the vibe I got. It was like someone's going to be at the bottom of the river. I did notice a lot of the Russos are from Jersey. It's like straight out of Sopranos. All right. I'm going to try to read this Lego thing. Okay. We're going to try to do this in 3 sentences. There's a Lego consignment store that's a chain. An elderly man and his son had a collection of Star Wars Legos that's worth about $20,000 that they ended up consigning, consignment shop to the store. They consigned it and then ended up switching owners. And now the new owners pretend like this is the Lego story that Emily D. Baker's covering, or she did cover. So there's $200,000 worth of Lego collection. This consignment shop switched owners, and the new owners are pretending that there was never a contract with the existing inventory. But then the YouTuber got involved, and the cops got involved. But the cops are all cult. CIA, 1952. I have the book. I have the cult. And the store owners are in this conspiracy, and the YouTuber got arrested. And I mean, the stacks of money they were taking pictures with. Oh, wait. Yeah, he's a traveling salesman. You have to use your imagination. Yeah. And it's only not legal because the US government makes more money doing it themselves. And that's like straight up in, there's so much declassified documents about that. I don't even, yeah, okay. No, Rosie was Kenzie's pimp. She was involved in it. It's in the it's in the police report that we just read. It's like a 10-hour thing. Yeah, she is involved 100%. She's a pimp, like a real pimp, not like a PIMP. She's a pimp. Yes, I know. Bestie, I'm getting that same vibe. I was still like, this is still a psyop. I got psyop vibe until like halfway through that. I was all of a sudden getting, someone is literally going to die about this. I was not getting, I felt like her rage was real. I mean, she could fake it, I guess. They're all actors. That was really awesome. There are lots of Veldias in here. We love them. If you are practicing, though, you might not be in here, but I know some of you are, and we love you. Yeah, they're great. There is a CIA document about brain, MK Ultra, and mind control and cult behavior. It was released, I want to say 1956. So I have it. And the book I'm doing, I'm literally just putting the CIA documents right in it. So you don't even have to go look for them. Okay. How is Dom so big to be hitting DEA? Well, did you miss the beginning of this? Let me show you. It's a 2-minute clip that I found today. And I will explain that. Well, I don't explain it. Some chick, and there's no way to verify it. So just use your intuition. But this is how, I wouldn't say Dom worked alone. This was a traveling network. I mean, he goes all over. Let me find this video. It's like 2 minutes long. If you're new, or if you're just joining us, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. We're just going to take a recap, jump back in time for just a second, because I just want to show you how we arrived where we are right now. Excuse me, with the DEA, and we have U.S. Marshals in the police report. Yeah, this was a big deal. Okay. Why is this B short? And those guys have me all swearing. All right, just a second. I have to. Oh, she's wrong video. All right, this is how. All right. This is how the DEA is involved. All right, I have to turn her up. I'm going to share this tab with you. This is how we arrived where we are right now.
The Mackenzie Shirilla case was just about a car crash. He fell for the state's exact cover-up. In July 2022, a major federal dragnet was actively closing in on a massive Cleveland drug trafficking operation. And the primary target was William Ellis, and Dominic Russo. In October 2022, the assigned federal agent was DEA Task Force Officer Jason Glover. On October 12th, Glover officially used Mackenzie and Rosie's text messages as explicit proof of federal drug trafficking. To build their leverage, the police started calling in all of Mackenzie's friends, Dominic's friends, and stuff like that, under the guise of they're investigating the crash. But once inside the room, they ambushed them with questions about drugs, guns, and William Ellis. The kids immediately caught on and locked down, got aggressive defense lawyers, and refused to speak. The DEA's case against Ellis hit a wall of absolute silence. But Dominic's mother, Christine Russo, is a licensed attorney. We know this. And here's the conflict of interest they tried to hide from the public. Christine Russo was William Ellis's attorney. She understood exactly what the witness lockdown meant. And she knew that if her own client, William Ellis, broke under federal pressure and started talking to the DEA, her entire family's network and asset empire would completely crumble. And as a defense lawyer, she was trapped in an impossible position. Protect her client or protect her empire. So the strategy shifted to total damage control, and she gave the state Mackenzie. By pushing the narrative of intentional murder, the state quietly slipped count 11 and count 12, the drug possession charges, right onto the bottom of Mackenzie's murder indictment. That means when you're charged with murder and stuff, they didn't have to pursue a messy trafficking case against William Ellis anymore. All they had to do was introduce those narcotics under Mackenzie's name to poison the judge's mind, give the county an easy high-profile win, and permanently freeze the federal investigation before it ever reached the top of the organization. Mackenzie wasn't convicted because she committed a crime. She was the designated fall person sacrificed by her own boyfriend's attorney mother to keep a massive empire from tumbling down. That's why Christine Russo is coming out. If you think
that is wild karma. I always talk about karma. That's wild because Mackenzie's whole thing with crashing into that wall has to do with like the witch stuff or black magic stuff. And it's just wild karma that she was used as the secretary. That's funny. Kenzie, out of everyone, I mean, it's just also a new time. Like, we're in the new earth. Things are coming really fast. Kenzie is a perfect example. She's getting all of her karma right now, like right back at her. All right. That's why we are where we are right now. Thank you for coming. All right. I want to know more about the family trying to 187. I know. Dom has not. Oh, I mean, we did miss like 2 years of his texts. They're so painful, though. Oh, the day that Tammy saved me from the Titanic, I was literally wondering how much it would cost to have AI just do it. Oh, did you see the PSYOP? I've been calling him a PSYOP since since Idaho 4. But the stuff he put, I mean, it's a straight up PSYOP. It's like, oh, I'll explain it all. Not right now though. I just don't want to go down that road right now, especially because I don't want to do that. I'm super curious about Christopher. There's something though. Oh, maybe this thing is done uploading and we can get the transcripts. So she whispered something. Someone said that was her reading the texts. I was curious about that. I felt like she was like having an epiphany, like remembering things, and the microphone caught it. I don't know. All right, where are we? It's midnight. Ooh, okay. Wait, did you read ahead to April? Because I feel like you forgot to bring the rest of us. Ride or die. You are quoting some April things, and we aren't there yet. Did you read ahead? Can you share it with us? I kind of don't blame her. Blame who? I think I'm missing something. Oh yeah, I have that original pic. Yeah, I don't know. Hmm. Yeah, and it just gets worse through the months. All right, do you think that I don't know anything about that case, Carmelo Anthony? Isn't he? Well, if he's a celebrity, he's MK Ultra. All right, my loves, I have got to go to sleep. My eyes are tired, and it's midnight here. But thanks for hanging out with me. So that's okay. To recap what we just did, I found a TikTok really randomly. I'm like mad at TikTok. Anyway, I found a TikTok that just popped up, and it was explaining part of the bigger I don't really like to call it conspiracy. When I think of conspiracy, I think of Proctor and Canoni and that cesspool. But it's something, perhaps connections of some kind. It's not really like any of the other cases that we work with, though. Anyway, the point is that it was kind of a bigger picture, perhaps, of the outside sales network that our boy Dom was working for. And even criminals need lawyers. Dealing drugs is like really literally only illegal. Oh, it's a whole story about it goes back to prohibition. And so, it's big oil, big pharma, big oil. That's why they made it illegal. Anyway, the point is that, in my opinion, that can be backed up by declassified documents, that there's a bigger network of, drug trafficking, human sex trafficking, people trafficking. It's $150 billion industry in America. There's no other industry like that in America. There's a lot of people moving and guns and the whole thing. It's underground. Well, some of it's really underground, but basically it's an industry that's like this. It's the worst secret in plain sight. It's like the worst kept secret in plain sight. And even the juveniles, even the judicial system is a money-making machine. That's all it is. Anyway, the point is, we found something that had Christine Russo, this connections to family, business. I got Italian mom, and I got the heads were about to roll, like, from that interview. And so we listened to Christine Russo. We listened to Hench. Yeah, I would want Hench to come get me too if I was in a dangerous spot. I would want Hench to meet me anywhere except in a dark alley at night if I had like ripped off a Russo. And so we listened to Hench, we listened to Christine, we listened to this TikToker, which seemed really believable to me, and we visited. I think that's a good recap. That sounds about right. If you're new, welcome. If you're coming back, welcome back. Oh, that's right. There's a couple of you guys that have heard of the read through before. Oh, I forgot about that. Yes. Thank you guys so much for coming, hanging out, liking, sharing, subscribing, doing all the things. Let's get to 10,000, and then let's get to like 100,000, and then let's get to 1 million. And I am still into, yes. Thank you guys so much for coming. That was really fun. Just as an update on my tires, just so everyone knows, I have an appointment tomorrow. Everything's good. I've been putting it off for too long. Everything's good though. I love you all. I will see you on the flip side and in that building. Wait a minute. I didn't even put that together yet. I did look at it. Oh, this is something. I don't know what it is yet, but I know it's something because it like something happened right when I saw it the first time. Dude, they're charging her like almost $750,000 to fix. They still haven't fixed that stone wall because it's like a central support thing. I don't know. If anyone knows more about it, let us know. But allegedly they hadn't fixed it yet. I feel like if Mackenzie hadn't gotten charged with this, like I am getting swimming with the fishies vibe. Don't fuck with the family kind of vibe. Like Someone was going to pay for this accident. I don't know. That's just it just is not going away. But anyway, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for coming, liking, sharing, subscribing. If you're on the replay crew, hello, I love you. Yes. Oh, yeah, don't say. Oh, Anadarko. I just saw a clip come through of the Chris Watts case, aka acquisition Anadarko had coming up. There's a wild connection with that. That's like a different thing, but all right, my loves, it's been real. I am so excited to have spent a Saturday night with you. Thank you so much. Yeah, we'll have to look into that. I need to do, I know I keep talking about our members live. That's like, it does take a lot of energy, but it's a fun energy. It's not like reading the Mackenzie texts. Most of the time, those are kind of a fun way to waste some time, but not waste some time to like use some time, and they're kind of funny. I mean, she's so nuts. But anyway, I love you. I'm babbling now. Thanks for hanging out. If you guys find anything, keep me posted. Sure, I'll see you in the morning. I love you. All right. It's been real. I love you. Good night. Good night. And I'll see you on the flip side. I grabbed a couple of those background checks. I used to make websites with all of this information. Maybe I'll do that again. All right. I love you very much. Good night. Thanks for coming, guys.
Oh, you'll never get to wear those figure skates. I'm gonna whack.